gone live yet?
Because it's not automatic, but it's recorded. So there's
That's
that.
fair.
Yeah. On me. That one's on me.
So now we're live.
Now we're live.
Now we're live.
So
we
have just completed our beer pours.
Yes, these were fresh.
What's happening?
Ryan is getting ready to straw his glizzy.
I think we're live.
Is it a glizzy? Is the whole hot dog is a glizzy, or is it just a glizzy once you put a straw in it?
No. The straw has nothing to do with the glizzy. The glizzy, like a hot dog, is a glizzy.
I am going all the way through.
I'm gonna Google glizzy.
You're going full through. You're gonna get a blowout.
Nope.
Glizzy is used to mean a hot dog or the sausage that is part of a hot dog.
That's not a blowout. That's a success.
According to Urban Dictionary, glizzy can be used to mean Glock or type of gun. However, of the TikTok videos using glizzy are not referring to a
So
gun.
here's the problem: is that in order to recreate what he did, you have to suck the meat out of the straw. But I still need to use that straw.
Oh, yikes. Yikes.
What?
Yeah, you can't put it all the way in.
I know. That's what I'm...
It's still a beer, okay?
I want it to rest.
No changes.
Wait, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you going to...
I don't know.
Pull it out. It should come out one spot.
No, it's not going to. He's going to have to...
bang it? I mean, you're going to clean up the table later.
This is going to be... Yeah, I think you're just going to have to
blow
get the meat out and then go wash the straw off.
Oh, boy. There it is.
You guys ever made sausages before? That's what that's kind of like.
Look at your hot dog is oozing out of the top. That's disgusting.
I think you're supposed to drink it by now.
So gross. Just give me the hurry up straw before I... Oh, no.
Hot dog beers
Bloopers.
ruined the show.
Bloopers. How did that... I mean, we're lucky that came off.
There could have been a lot of things. That could have came back.
Do you see how disgusting that is?
Yeah, you should probably just use it as a straw. Zoom in when you guys get this to edit it. Zoom in on
whatever the straw. Oh shit!
Oh,
Jesus!
So I washed it just for you to drop it.
This is ridiculous.
This is high quality content.
Oh man!
All right.
Oh God. So
That didn't work.
just yeah. Oh, you tried to. That's disgusting. It's just a hot dog.
Yeah, right. Man, now I know how to make hot dog worms for my kids. Though they'll love that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's actually that's smart.
Put them in like some ketchup.
All right.
Crawl around.
His face.
We ready for this?
Yeah. It's so hard.
Like it doesn't.
We're gonna have races.
I mean,
Oh, this is good. This is good stuff.
Nope. The end that you started on, that's definitely the best end.
problem is it doesn't.
Did you guys go all the way through?
I did.
Yeah, see? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you do it the way he did it. I'm just saying.
I just can't get any.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I mean, that's just not like
Nope,
what's
look
coming
at
through is good, not good. But
Mine's coming in. It's
get
going
some?
strong.
I'm gonna have
Yep.
to re-hollow my hot dog here.
Great. This is great.
So in case you guys missed it from last week, there's a viral video of a guy going at a Yankees game, I believe.
Yeah. Yankees Mets.
And this guy is just chilling, and all of a sudden you see is putting his hot dog or his straw through a hot dog just like this, dunking it in his beer, and hot dog straw.
And hot dog straw.
It's literally your grown man's like an adult's Twizzler.
That is not good.
Not good. Oh, I enjoy everything about what just happened.
I mean,
Everything.
you're not wrong.
No, like that's not like.
Okay, let's walk us through. How does it taste? What does it feel like? Like, can we walk through this?
It's weird. So the taste doesn't necessarily change. Does it change a lot? that much for you?
It's got to be like salty. It's like hot dog water.
It is salty,
right?
Hot dog water,
but
it's also like the remnants of
hot dog that's in there.
Like like
hey,
like whatever's on my hands.
Is it cold? That was your thing.
It was cold-ish.
Okay. Hey, was it cold enough?
And here's the problem: it doesn't come through the hot dog like as good as I thought it would. So like it's too much of a chore.
That's kind of weird that I assume
it's hard to do. Ryan's way better at sucking than I am. So
this is not a children's show, thank God.
No, but
I mean, so
no,
the end,
like not even remotely.
Try biting the end.
Bite the end, and I think it opens the hole up more.
This is awesome.
Hot dog's not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's still a good dog.
That is a beer and a dog.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Is it that it's relatively speaking still cold, but as it's running through the hot dog juices are combining with the beer juices.
Which is probably why he does it.
And so then you have I don't you can't see this, but whatever was coming out of the top.
my hot dog now.
Like whatever was coming out of the top of Ryan's hot dog, it's like a fibrous-y beer hot dog.
Yummy.
I mean, it'd be better grilled. This was a roller dog for everybody who's asking. I mean, I'm a big fan of roller dogs, but it would be better grilled.
Which that's all fine because at the at the stadium you're not getting a grilled hot dog.
I mean,
here now I've got my.
You got a good hole.
It's bad straw digging on my part too.
This is, guys, if this part doesn't go viral.
There we go.
There it is.
Finally.
Yeah, like
now how is it?
Better.
Okay.
And cold.
Hey! That's all that matters. I just wanted to make sure it was cold for you.
But I mean, it's still like I get what you're saying, but you have to either bore the hole out a couple times.
No, so like
or you have to bite the end.
See, the hole goes all the way. Like you got to make sure it goes right through the middle.
Yeah,
of the hot dog.
I can see light through there.
Whereas my first hole was on the edge, and so that's why it was kind of getting.
That's
why
it's
straw technique. But like that guy was,
I don't even know what
surgical in his straw technique. Like he does it for every beer he drinks. I feel like. Yeah, that guy just carries cooked hot dogs around with him, and when he drinks,
it's like Napoleon Dynamite when he puts chicken nuggets in his pocket. This guy just carries around hot dogs.
Yes, he just takes them to the concession stand and asks them to warm it up. You warm this up so I can put it in my beer. Thank you.
This is awesome.
I mean, power move. I mean,
I would like to know what my password is.
Yes. Save it. What,
Oh, Lord. Fellas. Lord. That was good stuff.
If we're talking for efficiency reasons, like the guy's efficient.
Not really. At drinking a beer?
Not at drinking a beer.
At what?
He's only got one hand. Say somebody's only got one hand. I want you to take the tongs and I want you to bore a hole and I want you to put my hot dog in my beer.
I mean,
well,
if somebody else bores the hole,
yeah, you're right.
Try to bore a hole in the hot dog with one hand.
Is the floaties in the beer? That's what's really making.
What's you got to do?
Like that's making my mouth
like
water
this?
in the vomit.
Yeah.
Side.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Do you like hot dogs in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So like hot dogs don't gross you out. Some people don't. Hot dogs
it's
just
that floaty stuff. Now,
correct.
If I'm drinking, I probably just won't look at it. But like, that's
gross.
disgusting looking. Yeah, absolutely. I've drank worse in my life.
But that's what I was trying to describe as far as like
it's back. It's as if you chewed up a hot dog, swallowed once, and then rinsed your mouth in your beer and spit it back in. Probably less remnants.
It's like if you let your 3-year-old eat a hot dog and then take a drink of any
liquid and what's left.
Right.
Yeah. And you still get that. All right.
So,
we're here.
So realistically, college.
I want like a
college
I
age.
need a napkin.
realistically, college-aged men and women
Have already done that.
should try this
100% have already done
because then they'll like,
think they
oh,
have.
okay, this is a big thing.
If that went viral like that, there's that weekend, that night, they did.
But it's like, okay, this is a
We're
big
having
thing.
a drinking game to it, races or something.
This is a big thing now because
Suppose.
okay, there's
Kill a
floaties.
keg
There's floaties in my beer. Is that a deal breaker for me to have kids? I don't know.
Kill a keg with
I mean, do you have more floaties than I do?
Oh, no.
Or it's
No.
about the same.
He's already drank some of his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way his hot dog
I
oozed into
know they
that
can't see
beer
that on the
was
camera, but it's not
epically bad.
It wasn't good, but
good. You know what? Let me see if I can't get a picture on my phone.
Oh yeah, you for sure have more floaties. Yeah, yours is gross. I mean, I already ate some out of there,
that's
but
a good
yours is
picture.
gross.
I'm gonna tweet it out live.
I mean, you can
right
see
now.
the remnants collecting on the glass.
It's not.
Yeah.
good.
just because the hot
that's-
dog oil was in like from the whatever
It's
of the
gross.
hot dog. So
Also, I was kind of disappointed they didn't even have buns there
I was wondering why you didn't have buns.
because realistically, I would have been like, okay, cool, straw and everything, and then I probably would have ketchup, relish, mustard, maybe, and just smashed a hot dog on camera. I mean,
I was really
I mean, do we want to start that conversation in the order of condiments that you have to have for a hot dog?
yeah.
didn't we already have that?
We have.
Right, and it's mustard.
I mean,
So-
I will eat ketchup, but I prefer.
But
I
it's
prefer
mustard, relish, ketchup in that order.
No, not for me, because I was a late bloomer to the mustard and relish train.
So you're ketchup.
So I'm a ketchup guy, but
That's fine.
oddly enough,
Not really,
oddly
but
enough,
fine.
like corn
That's
dogs,
fine. That's not-
corn dogs, for example, I would prefer just mustard on a corn dog.
That's a must. Mustard.
Yeah, but I mean, I was late to the party on that. So,
Alright.
regardless,
That's fine.
overall,
Alright.
Not. I mean, I'm still drinking the beer. So
Oh, yeah,
you
I'm not gonna
ruin the
not.
beer.
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah, but you just looked at. I mean, that picture is not
go ahead.
appetizing.
No, go
Like,
ahead and look at that on
Do you
Twitter.
want to
It's
drink of this
disgusting.
beer? That's what
No,
I thought.
I mean, no.
You don't drink beer.
I don't drink
anyway,
beer, so
but
definitely not
like,
now.
if this beer was just sitting
But
there,
if I was you, I would drink it. Yes. I
but nobody else is gonna walk by and be like, "Oh,
No,
you know what? I
no.
need a drink of
Look at that
beer."
glass, like, just not good.
gross. Yes.
yeah, I mean, I'm
Both of them-
probably gonna drink out of the bottle on the next beer that I have. Like, it's probably gonna be straight
They
from the bottle.
both look like you threw up in the glass and then dumped it out.
Just a
and
little
that
spit
whatever
up.
s- That's
Just
just a
a-
little spit. Not
some,
full.
No, it's like
baby
yeah.
spit.
It's like when you're doing King's Cup and you mix like rum chata and all these different alcohols in here, and it creates a complete residue.
How's your whiskey, Soy?
delicious.
Huh.
Centuri.
Be a shame if I
Japanese.
happen to mix your next drink with that straw.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done. Stoy should have had to drink out of the hot dog pouring straw.
That's not okay. Give me
Alright.
a little feedback.
Okay, guys. We
And
digress.
The show starts now. Week zero. Week zero. I guess let's hit up the live the golf. Let's talk about the golf real quick. What's happened? What's transpired? How that tournament ended, which was pretty good. And then let's get into CFB review. We'll take a little commercial break at that point. Come back. Then we'll get into what we have. So we've started compiling, I have. The guys haven't. Well, no, Ryan did it today. Compiling in our own Twitter group, what clips we want to show. So there's some really good ones in here. So we'll do that as our coach's corner.
Mm-hmm.
Probably take another break. Well, we'll talk about NFL a little bit. I don't think there's much to talk about. There's some cuts. Some big cuts.
Yep.
A lot of signings are going to happen tomorrow on Wednesday. And then we'll take another break and we'll dive into college football week 1, which is going to be pretty good. Pretty good.
A lot of
I'm
headliners.
Still getting feedback.
The buzzy. We got the fuzzy buzzies. There we go. It's gone now. Maybe it's just
Yeah,
you.
I don't know.
Fixed it?
You did something.
No, don't do it.
How about now? Is it? It's when I talk.
Yeah, it's just you. It's not us. It's you.
That's not cool at all. I don't like that.
It's only when you talk.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's actually
Is your
after
mic
it.
cord not try like pushing your mic cord in? Up here?
It's Stoy after he talks.
Hello? Why is it after? Anyways, a lot of feedback. You'll fix it. Sorry if on live it's not good. I don't know what to do. Anywho, live, golf. No. Yeah, let's start with live because I would rather get that over with.
Yeah, that's fine.
That part and then get into the tournament. What was it today? 6 guys, I think. Did I have it in here?
Not 100% sure. Next tournament is in Boston. For those of you who don't know, the PGA Tour is over. There was a bunch of rumors that said a lot of guys were waiting until after the tour was over, and then they were going to make their announcement that they were going to go to live. So as Stoy searches this up, some of the big names that are going, Cam Smith going over there, HV3 going over there, Cameron Tringali is another name, bigger name, I guess, that's going over there.
It's Triangle.
He's going over there.
Joaquin Neiman.
Neiman is now?
Neiman was
Official.
Okay,
Cam Smith,
Leishman.
Joaquin Neiman, Mark Leishman, Anirban Lahiri,
HV3.
Harold Varner, third, Tringali, join Live Golf, and will make their debut this week in Boston.
Dan Rappaport? Is that the exact tweet that you just read?
Correct. Why are they making this announcement before the President's Cup? It's baffling to me. They don't care. They don't want to play in the President's Cup.
They don't want to play in the President's Cup. Who, I guess, of them, who's able to play in the President's Cup?
Cam Smith.
Joaquin Neiman.
Neiman. I don't think Leishman is. I don't think Lahiri. No, I mean, those two.
Well, like that's two. Like those are the 2 of their 8 automatic qualifiers.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
top.
That's why they.
They're top 2 automatic qualifiers.
That's why they came out and changed it to a 6 pick. So the captain's pick is 6 now.
Right. Well, I mean,
President's Cup.
it's only just
'Cause
because
they
they
have
lost
to.
2.
They need
They
need
have to now.
They need to be able to pick.
The one big thing that came out of these announcements and probably those 6 guys is HV3 finally is the only one that has had the balls just to be like, yeah, there's the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, but like Cam Young stayed because the PGA did what they're gonna do, and
So did
who
Hideki.
else was Hideki? Yep.
Whoa.
Hideki. There you go.
Wait. It worked.
Yeah. Hideki
Hey!
turned down like, well, they said 3 to 400 million.
400 million.
And we had this discussion earlier, like that he's got a ton of pull from the Asian Tour. He's got a ton of pull from that. So he's going to get bid between the PGA and Live. There's some incentives behind. And again,
And having
culture.
the Asian descent and culture, they live off legacy. So I was not surprised in that regard. And he even said it's about legacy.
Oh. It's the PGA Tour with the U
Oh, jeez.
first.
Which screws some people up. I see a lot of retweets on them. Two or
But it was reportedly 300 million on that one.
Good stuff. Great stuff.
But they play in Boston this week.
Sure do.
Starting on the 2nd.
They sure do. We'll have a little, I guess, like slight coverage of it to talk about it. We don't have any other golf, so
Right.
we might as well throw that in there. But speaking of golf, Ryan didn't watch the finish apparently because it was just Cole and I talking
Right.
to each other. But how about it? How about Rory, huh?
I mean,
And by how about Rory, I mean how-
Rory, but
how
how
about
about Scheffler
just
shitting the bed?
He legitimately shit himself.
He shot like the worst score of anyone in the 4 days
Yes.
on Sunday, which is not like him. So,
No.
like, I mean, it's not like, oh, we've got to start worrying about him, shrinking in big moments. It was just like
Oh, he
he
shrank.
couldn't hit driver. I mean, I think he did, but I think it was just it was
His-
an off day on the golf course because he scrambled and made a lot of putts in between there, but it was just like you can only do that for so many holes.
And some of the putts he needed to hit, they were not close. That
No.
one we saw
Oh, yeah.
was so severely offline that it was
Then
bad.
he made the comebacker.
Make the comebacker, of course. But-
It's like you always turn a birdie putt into a 15-foot par putt.
Yep, absolutely.
Knocked it in.
Overall, great tournament.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. I mean, there's a
Still
lot
needs
of
to change.
disappointed people. Scheffler leading basically wire to wire, and I know a couple people that had a lot of Scheffler bets that started at the beginning, and he carried it literally for, 16 holes, 15 holes before he completely lost the lead wherever it was on Sunday. But 16, he fell hard.
It still needs to change, the format.
The formats.
It will.
It will.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm in favor of awarding a guy or rewarding a guy for playing great all year, like at the end when it comes to playoffs and everything like that. But I think it was Cole. Did you send us that tweet or a picture? The bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't. I think it was
what it would look like. If,
yeah. And having the top 8 guys, I think, all had buys, and it was basically a 64-man bracket, I think, going up into them. So it was basically like they would start at the BMW Championship and go on, which they still could do something along the lines of the St. Jude's. I believe FedEx St. Jude's was the first one that started the playoffs. So they could still do that tournament and say, okay, your top 70 make it or top 64 make it, and then go on and build that bracket out.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things, and I think we're going to continue to see, because as all of the new PGA stuff has come out on implementation of all of Tiger and Rory's stuff, like, they're going to continue to try to keep golf traditional in its sort, but add to it. So they're not going to try to hybrid it like Liv has. They're going to try to just add.
Yeah.
And they're going to add different things. They're adding minimum payouts now for guys that don't make the cut, certain travel stipends, basically things that have made life tough for the bottom third of PGA players. Have gotten a little easier. Not to say that they don't need to play well at some point, but at least eases the burden from that perspective.
I think them doing that could make competition of the tour from some of those lower tier guys better. I don't have to worry about, I have to finish this high, otherwise I can't pay my bills, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, it's like, hey, I'm out here, they're going to help me with a stipend or whatever it might be. I already have some sort of salary. Now I just get to play golf.
Right. You should be able to have like a few more 10 cup type of stories because of that, because a lot of times now those guys they don't have the means.
Yeah.
So maybe, it makes for some better storylines from that perspective. But, overall, there's 48 spots available on Liv. I go back to that every time. But, that's only 40. I don't care. And, yes, they lost, some more good guys. But I think eventually the Liv guys end up coming back. And I think Liv and PGA figure something out.
Yeah.
I just think there's too much on the line as for golf tradition for those guys just to hang out and play in 6 meaningless tournaments every year, like on the Liv side.
Yeah. And we still have no idea on the majors. That's going to come out some point. That's going to that to me, there's been so much changes and things going on.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know behind the scenes. I'm sure a lot of it is the majors are listening or somehow they're involved somewhere. But whenever that shoe drops, it's either the end of Liv as is and the beginning of some new thing, or we have another year of them going back and forth and fighting and doing all of this stuff.
Right.
But hopefully we see that soon.
But to me, that was the biggest surprise of Rory playing well this week, is that he's had a lot going on. He behind the scenes with the whole
put the tour on his shoulders playing. Right. Tiger has it on his shoulders, but he's not playing.
Not playing, correct.
What are the two times that Rory won this year?
Should have won or won?
Well, he won this week after all that drama. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he win when Liv first got announced and players started to leave and did all that stuff? It was like the first week that Liv was actually going to play.
Because his big thing was, was that when he passed Norman for overall wins?
And there was a whole Norman thing.
Yeah, and then because it was a great finish. It was like Rory, Rory Finau, I think, was up there. Neiman, some high quality golfers up there that we haven't necessarily got to see a ton of. Rory wins that one when the live is at a high point, and Rory wins this one just to try and.
So speaking of Rory, like Rory is notorious for, like fading late, not being able to just close out a tournament. With these two things and this new found, I don't want to call it passion, but dry. I don't know what else to call it right now. But does this change his trajectory now?
In my opinion, no. But I mean, ultimately, his putter was hot on Sunday.
Yeah,
and for Rory, if his putter's hot, get out of the damn way.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's what he did on Sunday at the Masters. Shot 8 under on Sunday at the Masters. Hold out from the bunker on the last hole. It doesn't hurt anything, but like
it's what he did not do
his
with the
putter. Well, and the stat was between I think it was 75 and 150 yards at was it the Wells Fargo? Excuse me, was it the Wells Fargo that he won?
I believe so.
Okay, so starting at that tournament, he was dead last or 200th or something like that in proximity to the hole. 50, I think it was 50 to 125 or 75 to 150 yards. And at the end, from that tournament to East Lake, he was number 1.
He won the RBC Canadian.
Okay, so I don't know if the stat was from the Wells Fargo, but like basically at a certain point in the season, he was the worst of the best golfers at that stat, and at the end of the season, he was number 1.
Yeah.
So like, if you hit it close, you will score, you will win. I mean, ultimately is what it comes down to. So basically just, I mean, a testament to his grind still as an elite golfer, like knowing that I got to make something happen in this specific yardage is what is absolutely killing me, because I'm hitting it 340
carry
down the damn middle and then making par.
Yeah. That'd be so
I
frustrating.
mean, because he's hitting driver wedge into what we would be playing as long par 5s. He would be hitting driver wedge into. Yeah. So, I mean,
that was it was just beautiful seeing him drive. It always is seeing him drive the ball, but the fact that they were getting like 0 roll, like this was carry for him. Mm-hmm. If it was firm at all, he's driving a lot of these greens. They're just rolling up there, which was insane. Mm-hmm. But good job for you, Rory, and great for the PGA. But golf season is now over. It's officially over.
No, it's not.
Well,
we got the President's Cup.
Yeah, but I mean,
we got live.
No. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Do we have a boo button?
We have a toilet.
It's too late now, but we need a boo button. Mm-hmm. All right. So, college football week 0. Want to talk about the shittiest team? How bad are the Huskers? And not bad because they were up 11, and then their coach was like, you know what? You know what, guys? You know what we should do it?
Guys, onside kick. Let's onside kick it.
Wait.
Let's do it.
So I need some insight here from, because you played on special teams.
Yeah.
So
I was there.
Being on the field, like, as strictly an offensive player my entire football career, like, I was like, you would always find out about like the fake field goal or the fake punt, like maybe as it's happening, like maybe a little bit before, like the sidelines, like, like watch this, but like you're never a part of the call, or like, how exactly does the call happen? Like, was it, did special team coach want to make a rogue point, or is like head coach over there like, this is what we're gonna do? Like, was it always the same in your experience from like when those fluke type of special teams? So any of the fakes, whether it be onside kick, fake punt, fake field goal, like
all of them, right?
Like usually those are coming. Well, and Frost even said like it came from him,
right?
But like, did the idea usually come from like special teams coaches talking to head coach, or is head coach just saying, "Hey, it's time for us to"?
So there's 2 paths to calling one.
Mm-hmm.
One is a look. That if you get that look, that's the play.
We're calling the play.
Right, same as offense, defense. You get a look, this is our play.
Like red is our fake punt, or whatever it is.
We did purple as a hard count.
Right.
And if you did purple, red, it was a fake.
Okay.
Anyways, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So you either have one predetermined look, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows. Usually the coach, special teams coach will go, if you get the look, we're green.
All right.
We're green to go. Good to go. if you get that look, because that's been predetermined.
Right.
Prior,
I mean,
right?
that's why we prepare and
Correct.
practice. And
This situation was more of, and this happened a lot. Well, you're in the huddle before the kickoff. You know, special teams coaches there say something. Rah rah. It doesn't matter. Head coach comes over.
yeah,
Calls it, and that's. I know I didn't see the sideline, obviously,
Right.
but that's what happened in this situation.
Right.
Typically, in my experience, when that happens, you usually don't get it.
doesn't end well.
No.
There's a reason the head coach is the head coach and the special teams coach is the special teams
It
coach. Like,
usually doesn't end well in that regard. But yes, you're right. If it's not a predetermined call, the head coach is going to come over and he's going to be part of the huddle.
right.
At that point.
So then tell me why, as a head coach, up 11 with – I didn't watch the game, so
I watched parts of it.
everybody I talked to, like, Nebraska has all of the momentum and, like, hasn't ever not really had the momentum in the game.
Correct.
So, like, it's not a point of which they've come back and now they're really seizing the momentum, or
Correct,
a point where, like, they've controlled this football game.
It's been
from my
controlled.
understanding. I watched 0 minutes.
Yeah, like
But from
their
all
defense was
understanding,
letting things happen. I mean, it was spotty, but they controlled.
but, like,
is the
never
word.
felt like this game was out of their
Okay, no,
control
no.
at all from start to this point. And at this
Correct.
point, you decide after you have just scored that you are going, and you are up 2 possessions, you are going to now onside kick. And if you don't get it, give them their first short field of the day.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think.
Okay.
But regardless,
Right. But you're not making them work, which
you should
Northwestern was not driving the ball up and down the field at that point either, from my understanding.
do. Right.
I mean,
What was
Yeah.
it, 28-17 at the point it happened, right?
yeah, because they were. I mean, Nebraska was up 17. Or Northwestern was up 17-14, and
There
then
was
Nebraska
also a
kicked.
fumble in there that was
Nebraska
wishy-washy,
scored.
too.
Nebraska scored, and then they scored again,
Okay.
and then they kicked it. So that's what's maybe even worse is you were down by 3, and
Okay,
then
so
you
they did
scored.
trail in the game. I
and
didn't
they-
realize
they were down by
immediately
3.
trailed in the game.
It
They
was
were down
af-
by
it was
3.
after that, they scored in the last
then-
part of the half.
Okay.
So, yes, no, technically they trailed.
But
yes,
you just get
not
up
like you
2
didn't feel
scores.
like
Like, you just get back into control of the game, and
And
then
you're
you
gonna onside kick it?
onside. Yeah.
up
Which
2 scores.
And it's very easy to question that when it doesn't work. Because what if it works and they go on to win by, 4 touchdowns? And what, like, is it
It's just
still
not the time?
right? First game of the year, like,
No, like I don't feel. I did not feel good about it, and I still wouldn't. I wouldn't.
It was-
I never like surprise on kicks, onside kicks.
Right.
One, they don't. The only ones that work are the pop up ones
Right.
to the gaps and the holes.
And you
But
have to
then
kick
you're
that
still
perfect.
you're still kicking that 25 yards down the field.
So
So, at
you're
least the
not
defense is
terrible.
getting it on the 30, 40, not their 40.
Right.
Like that's a difference.
I mean, and realistically, like this is
Yeah, that was such a
like
bad call.
so they did trail at half or whatever, but then Nebraska or Northwestern got the ball coming out of half too,
Mm-hmm.
and then you cause a punt, so you're okay. Now our defense is getting a little bit of momentum, and then you have a huge 8-play drive for a touchdown.
And then you get a
Great,
field goal.
and then and then Northwestern fumbled,
Okay. So they got a
You got
field
2
goal.
stops.
They got a field
and then
goal
a
after the
2-play.
fumble.
No.
Or
They
they
were
had
down.
Nope.
They were down.
No,
they
by
got
and then
dead.
and then a
So they got 2
2-play,
touchdowns.
2 stops. a
2-play,
turnover by your defense.
17-second
2
drive,
touchdowns.
17-second drive, 2 plays, 46 yards, touchdown.
And I know Steve's not here, and he had said something. If it's analytically driven, I'm good with it. But if it's coach driven, that was a dumb call.
What's the
There's no analytics
What are
there.
analytics on an onside kick in the middle of the third quarter?
After your defense has stopped them, forced a turnover, and
Unless
your
you're
offense
that
has 2
Texas high school
touchdowns?
quarterback that only always goes for it on 4th down and only onside
Yes,
kicks.
but that's just who they are.
But like that's what they're doing.
right.
This
That's
was-
their identity.
this was
So are you gonna blame the kid that their quarterback that transferred in from Texas for bringing that with him? Was he the one that called it?
He actually played fairly well until the 4th quarter. I mean, I think he
Through
just
2
tried to force plays.
a young kid in a. You have to come back. Although,
He didn't even. I mean, the
It was
last one was a bad one. The one before was just. I mean, he just made a bad throw.
overall just not good stuff.
All right. So
he
Nebraska,
played
Nebraska.
okay.
Then Nebraska, Nebraska. It's frosted.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
All those things.
frosted all over himself.
The worst part is like this game
Lost
played
me
out
so many
exactly.
parlays.
It played exactly how Scott Frost would have like run let's run the ball. They had 101 yards on – one guy had 101 yards on the ground by himself, averaged 5 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. Casey Thompson threw the ball for 355 yards. Now he had a touchdown and 2 interceptions, 2 late interceptions. But, like, this just shaped up to be – Scott Frost, this was a recipe for you.
Yourself.
This was a recipe for success.
Let
and
your
then you
team win
just
the game.
Yeah, but their defense, it sounded like, just got ran over after the onside kick.
They did. They absolutely
And, like,
did.
literally hand the ball off and ran over.
Yeah, they did.
– I mean, yeah.
They did. Which is
Northwestern had one guy who had 94 rushing yards and another guy who had 119.
But, I mean, you think about it from Northwestern's perspective, right? Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. Here we go. Like, punt.
The route is
figure
on.
that out.
Right.
So, after halftime adjustments,
Right.
we got stuffed.
Mhm.
Not good. We didn't stop them, so our adjustments are off.
Mm-hmm.
We fumble, which doesn't matter about your adjustments. You don't fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Then okay, another touchdown. They're scrambling.
Right.
You would have to be.
Right.
Both offensive and defensively, like, okay,
And
we
now
got to
we
make
need to
more
make
adjustments.
now we need to make them drive 80 yards.
And now we have to go further. And if we give up this, they're going to score again in our minds.
Oh, thanks.
So now we're down
All right.
14, maybe 18.
Right.
Oh, onside kick?
They just gave us a gift at the 50. Thanks.
Oh, well, shit. Well, let's try this because our playbook's wide open now.
Right.
Let's figure out this wrinkle. Oh, there it is. And
So
they
bad.
ran-
They're
they just
on
kept
it, just
running
yeah.
that. So, dumb. Overall, dumb. You're doo-doo, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Scott
But
Frost.
as an overall recap for us, really quickly,
Oh, yeah, I forgot we made picks.
we did make picks. Stoy took Nebraska under. That everything
stuff.
happened exactly opposite.
Opposite
I
that.
took Nebraska over, so I luckily
I
snuck in
told
the
you
over.
fade me on week 0. I can't. I'm a
Cole
gut guy.
went Nebraska Northwestern under, so he got that spread right. And then Steve went 2-1. He took Nebraska Northwestern over.
Stoy's got the shitty shot. I like it.
I do.
He does, and so does Steve.
Steve, because of the side bet.
Side bet was Nevada, New Mexico State. Nevada won
Root
by
beer.
11,
Yep.
Root beer.
which is also, I'll talk about them a little bit later, but some
Yeah,
weird.
there's some cool stuff on
Yeah,
that one.
our DraftKings, our big parlay last week, Nebraska killed us, and North Texas UTEP over killed us. But other than that, we did pretty good. Wyoming, Illinois hit the over. Utah State money line hit that. Florida Atlantic and Charlotte hit the under. Nevada money line hit that. The Hawaii Vandy game that was 63-10, and Hawaii always covering in their home openers and everything like that. We hit the over there, and then Baltimore money line.
Hawaii, that was bad.
That was
real bad.
That was poor.
I think it just shows how good Vanderbilt's going to be this year.
I think it's week 0, and you should put 0 on that. But go, yeah, no, that's good. I like that. Let's go with that.
That's exactly
All
what
right.
my point is coming into once we jump
So
into next
here's
week.
the question: instead of big parlaying, do we need to do like large round robin?
We'll get back to you after these messages. Welcome, our fireside chat. This one's gonna be hot. A couple of topics will be overall trust in a relationship between your planner and yourself.
It's our job to figure out what's in the best interest for you.
We have to start this thing early.
How do I play this game patient enough to see this trade turn to fruition?
Real estate in general can have a lot of tax benefits to you.
Listen and subscribe to the No BS Wealth podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your
No, 'cause
podcasts.
it's hot dog. So. Thanks.
You guys, that's not good.
I think the part that
Welcome, our fireside chat. This one's gonna be hot. A couple of topics will be overall trust in a relationship between your planner and yourself.
it's our job to figure out what's in the best interest for you.
We have to start this thing early.
How do I play this game patient enough to see this trade turn to fruition?
Real estate in general can have a lot of tax benefits to you.
Listen and subscribe to the No BS Wealth Podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
What did I send over? I sent something over to via the Twitter machine last night or night before.
And we are back. Would you send over
I thought I sent some
things?
a tweet, a tweetier.
A sashimi? Sahumi? All right. What was next? Clippy clips. Oh, we got some good ones too. I really wish Steve was here. For the fact that there's some O-line breakdowns that I would love to get his
Is that going to be this first one?
Oh, it's one of them. So, but we're going to rely on Cole for some of that.
I can do it.
I can do it. Let's cut to it. All right, first one. Dolphins Eagles. I think this one's
A
designed
staple
around-
of
I
Mike
don't know if you
McDaniel
can
run
hear or
game.
not.
Tight end is a motion every single.
I think so. I don't remember. I'm a mute.
We can't.
Just in case. I'm pretty sure this is a zone, but look at this play from a defensive standpoint is a nightmare. This is a designed cutback. Look how beautiful this is.
This is Denver Broncos 101, bud.
Okay, well, I'm not a Broncos fan, but this
No,
is
I mean that's just
beautiful,
their zone blocking scheme.
Yeah, but with the crackdown and the design cutback, which
Because everybody's just blocking down left, and then the beautiful part about that is that you have the
pure.
the fullback, or no, it's the tight end in motion. One of these two guys, well, they're using tight ends as fullbacks these days,
Right.
so like the numbers get confusing to me. But when he flows and then gets this kick out block, is what really opens everything up. Because it's flow, flow, flow. But so the fullback is also running counter.
Yeah,
Which is what makes 42 blockable.
yes, because then the crackdown comes down. He has to fill,
Correct.
and then it's this corner way out here or safety. I don't know what they ran.
Over pursues.
Over pursues because
But even if he doesn't, when you run back,
it's one on
the
one.
cutback is going to
It's-
be one-on-one against 42 who's engaged in a block.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it's
So
still gonna
safety
be
walk
12
down.
yards.
That is a corner. This is a safety walking down into the box.
Right. So
Playing linebacker.
but right here,
He's in his gap.
the reason they can do this, though, is because 81 gets to go all the way to the outside linebacker, and the receiver can come in and get the safety,
This-
which is normally not the case
And then
because
he's
you don't
got-
get that much flow.
He's got one-on-one. This is tough because if he fills here, he's going up the field.
Correct.
Right.
He technique-wise, you want to make him bounce it. He had to come down to make him bounce. Because if not, he's going right up the seam.
Yeah, but he's not. But he's got. I don't know. I disagree with that because you've got the free safety
So
coming
you-
down to fill that lane. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong from a defensive scheming standpoint. Right there, 37.
I mean, no, you don't give up leverage.
37's got to keep leverage.
He's got to keep leverage.
and
around
let
this,
the
yes.
linebacker or let the safety, the free safety who came, or the strong safety who came down, and the free safety who's
And
coming
everyone
down.
else. No, you're right. And everyone else come in.
He's
But
gotta-
he could not have shot hard.
No,
I think he was in okay.
He was not in good position.
He was okay if he
overran.
could have.
here.
If he
He
could have
already-
kept
two
him going
defenders,
lateral,
the corner
rather
and the
than
safety.
allowing
And
him to beat him to the corner, he came down too far, and it allowed him to beat him to the corner. If he
Mostert and all
would've
that speed.
been X amount of yards back, he could have kept him going lateral and
It-
ran him to the sideline.
But all of that,
his angle of attack was wrong.
all of that is
Right.
scheme though too. Is like the
was
whole scheme is based on. Well, look at 73 hold.
This
What a cheater!
it's not holding. Yeah, that's holding. I don't know if they
And
call
two
it.
defenders.
No.
The corner and the safety.
Here, they
And
didn't.
he's going to
and
outrun him.
He wasn't going to make that
26 yards.
tackle. But like
That's what
they
Mostert
could,
does.
and that could
He
change
understands the
scope of
offense.
game, and
Now-
that's why I hate holding as a
Absolutely.
like generally speaking as a penalty. Holding is dumb unless it directly impacts what's going on with the play.
Absolutely. So my favorite as a linebacker, this feels so good, and we're gonna play it at least for the next hour and a half.
I'll be leaving.
I'll be leaving. This is, you want to talk about laying the boom and
Hit stick.
flat out just hit stick. This is it.
Well, that's a great like.
Oh,
First of all, great cut by the running back though.
great cut, yeah. But get some.
I need to slow it down.
I
I
can
need
watch
to
this.
slow it down right. Can you slow it down like right before the hit? Like there.
Look at that.
I mean, he's not in great tackling position.
If his arms were out,
Or his head was up.
his head's up. It's on the football. His face mask going right at the football, which is, I don't think, by the way, coached anymore.
I'm really impressed.
That's
that
what
he-
I was always coached as. Put your face mask on the
I
football.
I
think
was
coach
always
rugby now,
I
but-
was more impressed when I saw this play from the position that he hit him that hard in, because it doesn't look like he gets loaded up. Like when you're watching the play,
Oh,
he doesn't
live,
get
yeah.
loaded up.
But he's
and,
loaded.
Like no, he is, but like he doesn't get
He's
a lot
not.
of downhill.
Oh, no.
It was just boom,
Yep.
boom. Like
So someone put on Twitter is like, this looked like Sonic the Hedgehog when he gets the coins knocked out
Yeah.
of him.
absolutely.
Oh, it's just great. It's just great. We gotta love it. Legal hit, everything great.
Yeah.
I don't know why the running back flopped
I mean,
like that, but
He's trying to barrel roll to get to the ball. I think
Just
that's
got
why he
his- I
flopped.
feel like he just got his momentum back, and he was not expecting to get his.
oh Lord, love it. Love me some of that. So
In
that
his mind, after he made that cut, that was going to be a 15-yard gain after he broke that tackle.
he didn't see him.
No.
Oh no.
But, I mean, you want to know why he's flopping around. That's why he's
Let's
flopping
get back
around.
to it. Like, he didn't see that guy. He
No.
sees his blocker
Right.
and whoever's next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, he blended in with the grass.
Yeah, green jerseys is cheating.
Snipered him.
Oh boy, I don't know what I just did. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to our chat. Oh boy, I broke it.
It's broken.
Anyways, I just wanted everyone, like,
Oh, yes.
for our fit. Yes, we'll throw golf in here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Water left, water right, water short. 220 yards of a par 3, 0 balls in the water. Are you kidding me? Out of 10 total strokes that you hit, 10 hits on this, how many go in the water for you? From
8.
220.
8.
I'll say half.
I'm easily in that 6-7 range without even thinking about it.
I
club are you
wasn't
hitting?
even hesitating.
What club are you hitting?
From 220? 5 iron?
Now I don't know where the flag is
So,
on this point. Maybe
That's
we'll say
100.
middle.
So there were 120 golf shots hit into that hole this weekend.
And
0 were hit in the water.
see, this is where, and the announcers were talking about this when I was watching it too. This is where when PGA pros have to focus on a shot, like there's no other thing that they need to do but hit that green.
Right.
That's how good they can be.
And when there's no wind.
Well, yeah, yes, weather perfect, but like when they have to be really good,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you see.
Mhm.
You go get all 3 of us. We'll throw Flynn in there too. Get all 4 of us. 120 shots.
Yeah, there's.
I would hope we can get 20 on the green.
Oh,
on the
Oh,
green.
we get
on
20.
the green, not safe.
out of 120, perfect conditions. Rory hit 6 iron in there. I can get my 4 iron there.
I said
can
I
get it.
I'm
That's the thing.
I said
Getting
I'm
it-
hitting my 5 iron, which is technically like a juiced up.
Getting there
4
isn't
almost.
isn't the issue, boys. It's the stopping it. It's the stopping it for me. All right, what else have we got? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go again, boys. Back-to-back weeks. This play shows up again. Another injury on a defender. So last week we had this. Now what do you think about it?
I mean, he's still high enough at his thighs. Watson way better position. He's at least lowering his shoulder, trying to meet the guy.
He's trying to take on the cut block. Like, if you don't get that leg out of the way, though, like
You have to bail your leg. And
where do you go
trap.
with it though? Do you jump?
No, you dead leg. You just fly your legs out and fall over.
Right.
Like what he did with his back leg. I mean,
Which
he
is
did it.
exactly-
Actually, he did it.
With his back leg.
He just got hit.
Which is
but
exactly
a
what
little
happened
early.
in the Miami game. I
But,
mean,
like,
that guy
what-
just went
like,
dead
you're
legs.
not
got
lower
stuck.
than that guy. Why are you trying to take that block on like that? I feel like that was the same thing that happened to the other guy.
Like you're done. You're
He
beat.
he tried to be.
You're
He
beat.
tried to be. He just got beat lower.
Right,
You don't. But you don't get lower. Like beating this block is you don't. This block you don't beat by getting lower. You get hands on.
Correct.
But
You
he
gotta
got
get your
too
hands
deep.
out.
At this point,
But
he
both of
needs
them
to
did the
fall
whole
over.
like tuck the shoulder thing, and it's like
It-
know what block. I mean, you know what kind of block he's about to throw. Like, there's only one block they're teaching on this play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people though that get frustrated with like this being a tight end. I think it's Hawkinson right now, maybe.
So would you
but, like,
consider?
This guy's basically a lineman. Why is he?
No, that's a trap.
Why is he able to do this? You know, he's big enough. Just put your body in front of him. That kind of stuff. Yada yada yada.
Coming from a fullback, pounding your head against DNs repeatedly is insanity.
Would you consider that block from the belt buckle of the blocker between 10 and 2, the angle of attack?
No,
I don't even know what to.
I think he's sitting right at about 9 o'clock.
So stop right there. At the point of attack,
right.
in talking to a collegiate official, and
Right
we
there,
are,
like
we are
this.
not sure
He ducked his head.
if
with
this
his
is an NFL rule or not, but
Okay.
the collegiate rule is that the angle of attack on a cut block inside the block or inside the box has to occur between 10 and 2. So steering wheel.
I'm thinking he's more he's closer to 9.
Yeah, but not.
He's
I
at
mean,
1
nine.
o'clock. Because
Right.
you got to think the angle of the camera is this way.
Right.
It technically should be
And it
straight
can't.
on.
He can't be at
You're
9.
coming down.
I mean,
the
he would
line.
either be at 3. Like
I guess I'm looking with the camera angle, so you're right.
This is the
If I'm
block.
looking camera angle, I'm thinking 9 o'clock.
If you're running at.
He's
Cole
at like
right now,
11.
I'm coming right at you.
No, the clock. No, I'm not talking about the defender. I'm talking about from the belt buckle of the blocker.
Yeah, he's probably at 11.
The defender's at 11.
I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening.
Midnight.
What a dumbass
straight-
way
midnight
to
is
say a
straight
rule,
at
by
him.
the way.
That's
Midnight
outstated
straight
in
at him.
the-
That's stupid.
Midnight
make
straight at him.
sense?
He's between 10 and 11 o'clock would be my.
Right. The defender is now at
2-ish.
2 o'clock from the offensive belt buckle.
Ish.
Yeah, probably pretty
So
close.
The attack angle on this would be 2 o'clock.
Sure.
If it's not,
Okay, I'm thinking where
How
my
does
belt
a ref
buckle's
see
pointed
this
based
live?
off of.
How do you see that live?
it's judgment. And then obviously refs are now told to make the judgment based off player safety. So therefore, if they think that
So this is illegal. Well, maybe.
no, that would be legal.
borderline.
I think it's more so if he were to turn out, like, come in at the coming in to me is at
On
the
the side.
side
Yeah.
because that's 3 and 9 or behind,
No.
and he's not because
He's actually going at.
3 and 9 are going to be direct angles.
Yeah.
Like if my belt buckle's here, 3 and 9 are here.
Yeah.
So I have to hit the side of that guy.
Basically. Why couldn't
Yes.
they just say that?
I was going different. I was going
Like,
where
Just
my
say
belt.
that,
And that's
yes.
where, but like that's
Yes, that's
the
what it is.
picture is that I am not hitting that guy in the side of the knee. I am attacking kneecaps, not sides or backs.
Yeah, I was going where my belt buckle. If I was Hawkinson, where it would be pointed. That's
Right.
where I
But
was
you know what I'm
wrong.
talking-
Yes.
yes. Like
My only issue here, coming from someone who has blocked before,
Mm-hmm.
2 things is actually one issue is his head's down.
Yeah.
That's my issue. He ducks his head.
but there's
okay.
nothing. But he's just going into a roll. You're gonna keep your
Correct.
head up when you're rolling.
No, but you should keep your head up longer than he did.
But
I
he's
don't-
not
I don't
going.
think it's
His
head.
helmet
No,
is
no,
going
no.
like
I
he's
agree.
he's
He's going
rolling
across
He's
body.
only going to hurt
Yeah.
himself at that regard.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
the thing that everyone is going to talk about is attacking a leg. He's attacking the outside leg.
correct.
Watch. His
And
angle is going
Again,
at the
Watt
outside leg.
throws just like the other defender.
Yeah, he's going in his
throws-
right.
They both threw the knee that got attacked directly to the cut
Which, if
and
you're
knew
if
it was
you're-
coming in off.
If you're taking on something, that knee's going to be there.
But you just said, how do we take on
Are
cut
you-
blocks
Why
as a
is hands
defender?
not there?
Right. So you
Hands.
can't blame the offense for you not properly taking on. You know a cut block's coming. You can see him brace for
Yes.
it.
Are you taught
Hands.
as a fullback in this situation or a tight end in this whoever's making that block? Are you taught to go towards his interior leg? So his in
because you
okay,
want to go
right.
across their body.
Right.
You want to get as much
Right.
of your body.
So
from
you're
across their body.
but you're taught in this case I'm going to hit his right because then that opens that hole up more
Correct.
rather
If I
than
go
hitting
towards
him in
his
his
outside,
left
he's
then I
just
push
going
him right in.
He's going
Well,
he's
he could
go-
just run.
he's
out.
just going
Right,
around
I'm
you.
pushing you right. Yes.
You-
Okay.
But the thing is
I'm breaking dummy down.
so I'm
got you.
squared.
I got
I'm
you.
squared to you. So
Yep.
if I'm attacking to block you, you're at 12. If I'm attacking to block Stoy, he's at 1. Here would be 2. So like the guy would have to be here, or you would have to be coming from here in order to be blocking me.
Watt would have had to come down more, and Hawkinson would have had to completely turn his body and go
Right.
directly sideways.
And my point to that is exactly what Stoy's talking about with using your hands. Is the way to protect yourself from that is using your hands, of which I can only use my hands. I can't use my hands to protect, but I can use my hands to protect myself here. I can use them here, here, and here. And so like that makes sense hearing you say that of like implementing that with the rule.
Makes sense.
Okay, so now we need to start seeing defenders protect themselves.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause-
offensive guys have
We're taught that. So, I mean, so many now.
So
that-
defensive
that's-
guys like linemen like that, even if you're an edge rusher like that, like if you're in the trenches, you're hand fighting with guys, right? You're using your hands constantly. In that situation, if I see a guy going down on my left hand is probably coming down to club that guy's back.
No, you're going both hands. You want hands on so you can push your legs out. If you club the back, you're going to take out your legs still. You have to have both hands on because you need to push.
If I pull, so if my right leg is leading, okay, his left leg was leading, but you're going towards my right leg, right? And I come down
At back,
and step through.
None of the techniques leading up to that would put you in the position
to where you're gonna
to do that. It
right.
just wouldn't. That's not.
I'm
And
strictly
also-
thinking like this is strictly like me being a wrestler in this
Correct.
situation.
You're thinking like leverage from a
Before
like
he got there
if a
to
guy
the left.
shoots at you, you're thinking like
I'm
shot
100%
leverage.
doing that. Boom. I'm
Right, but the
here
other thing
and
is
coming
in
around.
wrestling, that guy is not going to try to roll through his block or through his takedown. He's going to shoot through
More
his
often than not,
Where
yeah.
you can, so like, because where the injury happens is on as the defender gets to
his back. Yeah.
his roll, he's running in to the left leg, and like a wrestler would be shooting through the initial leg that he's aiming at, so he would never even run into your to the other leg because he's shooting through. Because if he doesn't, you're just going to jump on him and he's going to be on his back for a pin.
I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking at it from that standpoint, thinking
Right.
I could, and this is slow-mo, me thinking, and this isn't real time, but I'm saying
Right.
I'm clubbing.
But I think because of
through.
how the offensive player doesn't care that he's going what position he ends up on, other than he just wants to make contact with your lower half, that like that defeats what you would possibly be trying to do.
And the reason I said technique prior to would not allow you to do that. Watt's job is to get inside of this. His gap is here, not here.
Right.
So if he flailed, that cutback's open. That's his gap is inside. Technically, his line is supposed to be taking on and getting underneath of him.
Because Watt does his job.
Why would
there.
his
job is done because that gap's gone. There's no gap there. If he stepped out,
why is that Watt's?
Because
Watt's
they-
an edge rusher.
they
Why is
stunted
that
them.
his?
So Watt came inside. You see the guy that's blocking 58? See how he's on Sewell's outside shoulder? So now Watt's
has to take this gap.
takes that gap, and that guy has
This
the
gap.
outside gap. It's just a line a line game of some sort.
Yeah, we're getting there's technicalities.
Right.
This
But
is
basically,
his
that's
gap.
Watt's gap. The
I
other
guess
guy
this, the reason that I'm confused is I'm thinking from a very, very simple,
you're too
you're
simple.
two simple X's and O's where a linebacker's coming down to fill that gap rather than Watt coming from the outside to
This
fill that
linebacker's
gap.
actually he's got this guard. Center.
And also,
I
you
don't
have to
know.
understand that this play dictated Watt to come down like that too, because he's unblocked at the snap on purpose.
For this.
So then he has
Oh,
a
for
specific
sure.
read based on being unblocked that he is now fulfilling a different role than he was had it been a pass or had it been a toss play or
Now-
Coming to the A gap or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
Now-
he's filling the A gap.
let's not get it twisted. This is not an RPO type situation. This is a direct handoff
correct.
because of this guy.
Well, and you can watch the blocking technique.
You're
of the,
not going to. He's not going to pull that,
Right.
Because there is now an unblocked force defender out there. But yes, this is his gap. He's technically solidified his job. You've got a linebacker back here
correct. That's peeling
who's getting blocked actually by this guy.
by the guard.
Yep. So he did his job. He just could have done it in a fashion that probably didn't hurt himself. He's not going to say that was it wasn't even an error. He just could have been perfect. That's the nitty gritty thing we're talking about.
Right.
He could have been perfect and not got hurt. He could have also done this 100,000 times and still not got hurt.
Right.
But that's why he can't do that swipe. If he does, this running back has an entire gap right up the defense's hole.
I mean, that hole is huge regardless. So he
it
had
wasn't.
no
It
what
was small.
No, he got tackled for a loss on that play,
It was-
or like
that's
a
a
yard
small-
gain.
that
from
close.
there. If Watt would have come here, that hole is
right,
huge.
right,
yeah,
right.
You could drive a bus through that hole the way it was.
Correct.
It was blocked correctly up front. It was just Watt came
shot.
down.
And it was a good defensive stop there by the Steelers. Anyways, let's get more defense. Defensive line. Oh man, this is just it's just beautiful.
What,
Like
him not getting blocked.
it's the whole a series of plays. First of all, center. You got to do more here.
Yeah, but it's reach. They're all reach blocking. He's got to get to the linebacker.
Yeah,
Although
but he's
depending
gotta
on the
give a better
depending on
stab.
this scheme,
He's already lined in your gap.
You
Can't
gotta
you? Can't
stab
you
him.
at least
it's just
scrape or you got to get to the next level
He's
anyways.
gotta-
Just put.
He tried to. Well, no, you already
he
tried.
didn't give him punch.
He didn't punch.
He
at
needed a punch.
all.
I needed a punch.
He needed a punch.
If he gets a punch,
Now,
that guy's
is
shoulder
he
turns,
late?
and then the guard has a chance.
Now is the guard late?
Yeah, but
think
he's already
off the snap.
slanted.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's tilted.
That guard doesn't have a chance without a punch.
See, that's what I asked. I'm like,
doesn't.
okay, from
Although I actually think
from a center
he is
standpoint.
slightly late. Because look, everyone else has moved ground.
Well, his
He's
left foot's
stuck.
up.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's slightly late. But however, you need a punch there. You just need a punch.
Also, if you
Great
see
play
that
by
that
90.
guy's slanted, you can't be slightly late.
No, and you need a punch. That's a help me.
Punch!
Help me.
Help!
All right, so next play. This is 3 plays in a row. 3 plays in a row. We're watching.
So they must have
I
held on
think
that
it's that
last
guy.
one.
My guy right here. Nope, it's that guy. They actually
It
flipped.
was the same guy.
Okay,
It's number
timeout.
90. It's the same guy the whole time.
No, not only it's not number 90, it's the guy. It's the right guard. It's terrible.
So we found it.
It's the left guard in this situation.
No, it's
No, it's number 60 again.
just destroyed. Oh my!
No, they are literally strictly talking about number 90 blowing up number 67 on the left hand side.
I get that, but my eyes went here.
Right. This blows as soon as he gets there, this play is blown up.
Right, but this whole clip was talking about number 90 blowing him up straight back into the backfield.
Which also is not. I mean,
Also,
not good.
if 60 gets,
They got beat on
But
both guards,
here's the
just
thing.
got
Guys,
Here's the
destroyed.
thing, though. At least 67 gets in the way because if 60 makes his block, this is a front side run, and 67's block is like whoever number 90 runs over. Like number 90 is not even in this play. If this play goes where
Now,
it's supposed to,
This is a stunt.
Between 60 and 74.
He is slanting.
right?
Is
But
that worse?
By the way, the
60
center's not doing any justice here either.
Again.
Because he's going to slant into him. You got to be aware of that.
This play should go right between 60 and 74. Right now, 88 should overtake. 74 should slide up. No, actually,
no.
60 should stay on, 70 should slide up to the linebacker.
Here.
Yep.
He's got to stay outside, which would pick him up.
Yes.
And it hits
And that ball
right
should
here.
hit right up there for a 4 to 6 yard gain.
Yes. But
That's
it gets
that
a
center.
straw.
That center pushed that guy
but
deeper
watch-
into watch
I
a center
get it.
push him deeper into the play. Like he pushes him into blowing up
Oh,
the
no,
play
he-
even
he-
more.
he didn't-
Correct.
Well, he does
So
because
I'm
he gets
not sure who's
surprised.
worse, the center or the right
Right.
guard. Yes. That's basically what it comes
You
down
know what the
to.
problem is for the Bucks is the fact that this guy's their backup because they lost their top two.
Oh, right.
That's not good for Brady.
I don't
This is bad.
Got work.
I love it.
Do
I love it.
This is a great transition. Do we have a picture of the new Tom Brady?
But he can pull one up and put it in.
Have
there
you seen
while I'm
him
doing
since he came back to camp after 11 days off? Tom Brady went and got plastic surgery.
Oh boy, look that up. All right, here we go. The last play of the series because they keep going backwards.
Okay, this one's funny. Tom Brady by the end of the season, and this is the picture. That
Yeah, hold on,
pulls
hold on.
up.
Send it into the Twitter. Oh,
Oh, no.
That's
You need to find. So there's
I will find the
Tom
real
Brady,
one.
Brady last year, Tom Brady now, and then there's that. It's a 3.
all right. So we're highlighting here. Clearly, these three interior guys are having. It's a rough
Trouble.
series.
So we brought
So
down
far, right now, ball snapped. He's
6
clearly already overcompensating from the previous play.
Correct. 67's getting beat again.
67 is getting driven back. Yes, he is already on the back foot. By the way, I just want everyone to know, like, people sometimes wonder why quarterbacks get out so fast and why running backs look so slow coming out. Why don't they just hit it downhill?
Right.
You can answer to that more than I can, but you have to get out because of things like this.
Right.
To find the
Look at
Because that
this.
guy's trying to step on my foot.
trying to find
Or
this.
did.
Or did.
Yes. Also, where do you want the running back to get downhill right here?
Where? Yeah. What is he going to do?
Run up some ass.
So you have to have patience. That just gets game over from the back step already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, running back now has the ball going downhill. Air quotes for those that are listening. Where are you going? Where do you go?
The problem is there was 1.5 guys that won on blocks. You have 6 guys blocking. That means you had 4.5 guys who lost.
Who won? Loss.
60.
Loss.
I would say 60 actually won. And I would give the other guy a half just because the only thing he's in charge of there is making sure that end rushes up.
Oh, that's fair. He did win because he overtook him. Yes.
Correct. So,
His
like-
gaps here. Yep.
And like 70 hasn't won yet, but he cheated so bad that he's not able to get the next block.
Cheated so bad. he
Look,
did.
he's facing the sideline and no
His shoulders are not
and
supposed to be that
yeah,
way.
it is correct.
Okay. So we.
So that guy was at 3. If he would have cut blocked him, it would have been.
I take it back. The other guy didn't win because the defensive end also gets in on this tackle. So
And so we had one actual
one guy
successful.
win.
This guy.
We had
And
one
70, but the linebacker at this point, it's mute point. It's mute. It's game over.
win. Right. He got to his
Guys,
guy.
that was. I know this whole clip was about 90 destroying people and having a good motor. This wasn't about 90.
Right.
This was about the guard center guard position.
But this
Play.
this is very good example of like today we had cuts. And I don't know, are we getting into cuts this segment or next one?
Yeah, we'll next segment.
Okay, so but just a quick purview into that is like when coaches are watching film, they can see when the other team did bad that allowed you to do good. And so like you might have seen like some of your favorite guys have success in the preseason. But if they did it against bad technique, if they did it against significantly lesser skill, and like when teams did it right against them, they didn't have the success. Right. That's why your guy is getting cut.
The only thing I can grade specifically, because this clip's for 90, his motor's great. His get-off's good. Maybe good to great. It's good for sure. Right here, does nothing. But he gets off, but he missed the
How
tackle.
to make the tackle?
Ends up making the tackle. Because the other guys, but whatever. He'll get a half. Again, his get-off's good. His motor's good. This interior is like they have more energy than their ends did coming off the ball.
The other guy won that play, though. We talked about that. 96 won that play.
Again, I want everyone to watch these get-offs and we'll rerun it so you can watch the ends. But these two, it's actually really both of them, in my opinion. Their get-offs are more aggressive. Now, this left end actually did on that play. But their get-offs, that you can grade them on.
Yeah.
You can grade them on their technique. He got actually destroyed on that one. 90 did on that play.
90 didn't?
98.
90. The
98?
long sleeves.
This
6.
guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
No.
No,
No,
Their
on the
other
play.
guy.
Oh, yeah. The 3 tech.
They switched.
Sorry.
They
It went
switched.
back on the other play.
They went strong to the other side.
But that's what you can grade them on. You can't grade them on the fact that these are quality. Now, they
Right.
might be.
Yeah.
Bad series
Right.
happens to all of us.
I mean, 74, isn't that worse?
But that wasn't great. I just got to show this
Right.
Homa.
But he
Homa's-
wasn't part of the issue.
Right, but what I'm saying is like now from a Bucks standpoint, you're seeing those guys. Maybe you were high on them before, and you're like, "Oh, why are we cutting them?" Because who knows if 90 is a top tier guy, and they're still getting first team reps in that situation, and they're getting beat up.
The fact is, knowing the struggles that the Bucks have on the interior, these guys probably one of them made the roster, and that's
And ultimately,
That
all of them may have
sucks.
made the roster simply because you didn't have the numbers.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
like,
and I don't follow the Bucks. Don't give a shit about them. Hope they all die and lose. Not die.
oh, jeez.
That was aggressive.
Yeah, it was.
Lose every game.
What did you have about Homa?
But I just want to show this.
Did you
tweet.
find the Brady picture?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sent
he
it.
sent it. We're
Okay.
getting there. Homa tweet. Since the new tour got new players, I'm curious who got booted. I'm sure they will still get paid, and that's got to be a tough feeling, especially if they haven't played that bad, but just aren't popular enough to make the list. Interesting to see how they do that going forward. Could you imagine that?
That's my whole thought, though.
Right?
Did they-
You said that way.
You knew what you were getting into, like that.
Didn't they bring in the qualifier?
No, not yet. I don't think.
I
Well,
thought they
I
did it
mean-
last week.
No, but I think they already set the they set it at 48.
No, I think it's for next year.
I think it's next
I
year.
thought they did it. For whatever
For
reason, I
Boston?
thought they did it
Okay.
in Massachusetts.
But they did
If
do
they
it for this
did, we
one.
wouldn't hear about it because it's live.
Right. Well, I don't
They
think
don't-
they
they
did
don't
it this
announce
week
anything.
because the 6 at plus that came out, they're in. Those other guys are automatically out. So
Right.
we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there. Okay. Get to some Vikings talk. This is all you, Ryan.
So this was actually a decent signing at the beginning of the year. We don't even necessarily have to go that deep into this.
No,
It's mainly if I didn't put
Oh, you
that
didn't
one.
put
I
that
just
one
put the
directly.
I
That's
put
fair.
the
I'll
full
get to
ones
it.
in there. This was a decent signing, and they had gotten rid of. Gosh, I can't even remember off the top of my head because he was just poor. So they went out, picked this guy up in March, thinking, okay, yeah, this is going to be our guy. Drafted a guy, okay, we'll get some depth. Maybe he'll mold in his way to this position. All of a sudden, he's like going crazy. Now they're just like, oh, okay, so a guy that we just signed, see ya. We'll just say conditional 7th rounder.
It's legit.
Which,
That happens.
again, it happens a ton. There was
Now we
another situation that we talked about. They made another trade, and it's one of the names that's on the list.
Look at it.
Um,
And we highlight this not to say this is a big deal. Obviously, we have a Vikings homer in the room, but also to understand what happens in the NFL, specifically like right now. Trade deadline, or not trade, Jesus. Cut deadline was at 4 p.m. So now we're into waiver wire. We're into getting our practice squads lined up, which is at 16, bigger deal. Something like this is good, right? Pittsburgh, a conditional 7th round.
for a guy that
Not even for a guy, just like that's a $1 out of someone's
yeah,
pocket.
but for
Just,
somebody
I'm
that
gonna
was
throw
pegged
that.
to be a starter
Yeah.
in a place like that's
is
a
good value.
good quality depth.
They don't have to worry about any waivers. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So they picked him up. Vikings said, "Hey, cool, we'll take a 7th rounder." They'll keep that conditional. Hope the guy makes the roster. We move
Right.
on. But so overall, win-win. And this is what happens.
Right.
Guy beats someone out. Roster. We have to make moves. So you pulled up the what is this
This is a USA Today for the win. This is
for each team?
for
Huh?
each team. Basically their main cuts that they made. Not everybody, but like kind of their bigger names.
We'll obviously go to our teams, but we stopped on the Cardinals. But he'll end up somewhere.
I mean,
just
for example, when we stop on ours, when we stop on my team, I might bring that person back up.
Obviously, a lot of Packers fans around that we know because we're local. Cut that guy only because he's a Packers fan. On Tate, we had, I'm pretty sure, like 14 receivers going into camp. So
You had to find one.
why? Why is that? Why would you guys bring that up?
I mean, Corey Clement, who
We'll
had
talk about betting later. It's fine.
Corey Clement, who had a ton of carries,
Silly.
couple, was
But-
it 2 years ago? And then Brett Hundley, who's been a kind of a career
So-
backup guy.
Somebody explained to me Hundley. Hundley was that dude's going somewhere.
Because they
There was talk that
they've got our boy. You got Lamar,
right.
and then you've got Huntley, right? They have a Hundley and a Huntley, I think. They drafted a guy, and he has to stay.
Is it Tyler Huntley?
I know we're not doing every team, but I know we just stopped here.
No, but
Pull up their depth chart real quick.
maybe that's why I was confused because I was
Lamar Jackson, Tyler
Huntley.
Huntley.
okay.
They have
So
a
that's
Huntley and a Huntley.
But so they waived.
This was the
So they
management.
former Packers.
here's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
That back.
They
Never
waived.
mind.
They waived him.
UCLA guy.
They waived him, but they only have 2 quarterbacks, so it's going to be another situation where I'll get to it later that they maybe bring him on the practice squad, but somebody's probably going to have him as a service.
I'm only going to highlight Matt Hack because a couple of reasons here. One, the situation with the punters at the Bills, the punt god
Ariaza
air
or
quote,
Yeah, Matt Ariaza
with allegedly raping a 17-year-old girl in college with other dudes. That's crazy. However, my wife's hairdresser went to school with her. That's her brother. So I have a little connection there, a little connect
Cut.
to a punter. He's on the Colts, starting
Yes.
punter. So
Also-
he's living life. Actually, better situation in my opinion because the Colts are winning the Super Bowl. Mark it.
Uh-huh.
But look at this, like
But
Tavon
Bills,
Austin.
look at the Bills cuts.
Those are that's
Name. They're all big. Those are big.
Those
names.
are all. At some point, those guys have. Every one of those guys has been an NFL starter.
yeah,
Fantasy
100%.
draftable NFL starter.
Well,
yeah.
fantasy debatable.
Fantasy drafted NFL starter. Every one of those guys has been drafted in fantasy.
Yeah, you're right.
Austin is the least amount, but
Correct. But that
People have streamed Barkley.
I wonder why, guys. Are the Bills' depth? Is it okay?
I can't believe OJ Howard got cut just from a tight
They
end
said
depth-
he was
depth perspective.
abysmal in like
And
practice
he's
and stuff like that.
Apparently, ever since
he's just done.
his injury,
Yeah.
he's been downhill. So
And Duke
I mean-
Johnson's been in the league for a long time.
Maybe he
which he's
goes.
just old.
Maybe he goes
he'll
back.
be
To,
picked up somewhere. I mean, all of these guys are on a roster probably already.
Mhm.
In our opinion,
Yeah.
he is.
That just stuck out to me because those were like it's not usually
no, that's
names
good.
like
No,
that.
right.
I mean, even if you the Bucks have some on there once we get down there.
Surprised. Sorry, Nathan Peterman, you just threw it to me.
Chase Allen from the Cyclones was tight end. Also got cut from the Bears today.
Let's talk about your squad.
There's nothing to talk about there. We just cut.
First of all, fullbacks always get picked up.
Ryan Null.
That's fine.
We cut probably.
How many quarterbacks did you have then?
I don't know. We cut the quarterbacks that can't beat Minnesota on Monday Night Football in prime time, not named Dak Prescott.
Does Cooper Rush have red hair?
That's so awesome. I'm
Does
sorry,
Cooper
but that's-
does Cooper Rush have red hair?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah. So those guys didn't have red hair either.
Correct.
That's great.
So
We
By the
kept
way,
our red.
that's a
We
four.
kept our red rocket
exactly. Yep. So that checks out.
squad.
This one's interesting.
Yeah.
Just the Phil Lindsay
Mhm.
part. Who's left? We
Uh,
Vikings?
I mean, yes, but if you go down to
He's already on Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
so if you scroll,
So far, that's only been Blake
the Dolphins. I mean, Sanu, Michelle.
Michelle, and Muhammad.
and Sanu. This one was he was probably the best cut.
I don't know.
Best player
Mm.
cut.
He just hasn't been that good.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know why
It's
he's
weird.
doing that. He jumped all the way to your team without.
Well, it's right below him.
Oh, it's right
Oh.
below my.
Never mind. Never mind, guys.
just knew.
It knew.
Obviously, Michelle
He's
will be on a
old.
team. Sanu will be on a team. He'll probably be on a team week. I would say by week
How
4.
how
But
often?
not week 1, not a week 2.
How often do you see wide receiver running back combo Lynn Bowden? Like that would be if Cordero Patterson got
Yeah,
cut like that.
Basically,
There's not a lot of guys. Percy Harvin would
Something
have been.
that a lot of people just
Debo.
won't know is veterans if they are signed by week 1, they're on the roster week 1. They have this exemption. It's called a veterans exemption.
10 years in the league.
Yep. That their whatever they sign for is fully guaranteed if they're week 1 roster. So you're not going to see. I think Michelle.
That's why you're going to see a lot of the older names, though.
Good. Duke Johnson.
But you won't see them sign week 1. It'll be week 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's when you'll see them. And they know that. That's the game. But holy hell, let's get to the Vikings.
So there's a.
There's only one. There's only one
It's
name.
just the quarterbacks
There's
that
only
make me
one
laugh.
name.
It's awesome.
So there are two names on here, like Sean. So for Sean Mannion, because
Career
he's been a
backup.
long time backup. There's been a lot of talk of like Mannion just needs to go into.
Whoa.
He just needs to go into coaching because he's a lot like. They said he's a lot like Kevin O'Connell, in a sense where he's.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that the mouse, when you shake it, gets bigger.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
That is
Anyways,
cool. He's apparently
I
he's
touch
a
it, it
third
gets bigger.
stringer, second stringer, just doesn't have the athletic ability or quite the talent to just overpower anybody, beat anybody, and be the starter. They related him to Kevin O'Connell, super smart, super intelligent guy, could draw anything up and could be a very, very good mentor for people. So it's like, okay, maybe that guy's a quarterback's coach somewhere. He just needs to hang it up and go into coaching. Kellen Mond, he just hasn't done anything these past 2 preseasons.
He's not going to play. He's
this
not
is
going to
called
get
a
picked
fail.
up anymore.
No.
This is called a fail.
So
You're gonna go
you want
play
to
in, like, the
you want to
Euro
hear a
League?
fail? I will tell you a fail.
That's a fail. By the way, Cowboys, congratulations. You got your conditional pick.
Yes.
So that's good.
That's just what we needed. It's going to put us over the top.
I mean, it won't because you guys will lose in the playoffs. First round. Is what it is.
But
But they signed, like when Mullins went, I knew Mullins was the backup
Right.
by name.
I mean, he didn't even.
Wait, how many snaps did he get in the preseason?
0. He didn't take a
They
preseason snap.
signed him and said, "You're the backup."
Who didn't take a preseason snap?
Nick Mullins did
Yes,
not
he
take a
did.
preseason
the
snap
Vikings.
in
Not
Minnesota.
For the Vikings.
He,
He dressed- he dressed
played
as a-
amazing for the Raiders.
He dressed
in
as
the Hall
a-
of Fame game.
And the Niners, and like he has.
He dressed as a
He's better
emergency
than me, too.
guy.
Let's be real. Oh yeah, he has. dressed since he
so
died. what's up?
Here was the 2021 draft class for the Minnesota Vikings. Kellen Mond, 3rd round cut.
You go.
Chaz Surratt, 3rd round cut. Wyatt Davis, 3rd round cut. Pat Jones, different guy. Janarius Robinson, 4th round cut. So like
Really good drafting.
Well, to be fair, it was
Zimmer.
last
They're
tenure.
like, yep, see you never.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh. There it is.
But this,
There it is.
what it tells me is like, hey, maybe they draft go in this quarterback class that's good in college football. Get a guy, let him sit under Kirk Cousins for a year, and go with it.
All right. So before we go to another break, this is it. This is what you wanted.
So
Can you explain to us what's going on here?
Tom Brady, I mean, over the years, the Tom Brady aging backwards is a huge thing. You see all the pictures from 20 plus years in the league, and it's
The
like
TB12 diet.
so
blah,
like
blah,
that's
blah.
Made a deal
original
with the
Tom.
devil.
But I mean, this is basically, it was like, you know, all of the memes are money can't buy looks and stuff like that, and Tom Brady is actually living proof that's not the case because that's Tom Brady on draft day. The next picture is Tom Brady in his
Which
last year with
You
the
don't see his
Patriots.
body either.
Right, but you don't need to. Just look at
No.
the face. That those two guys could be mistaken as two completely different people.
Yeah.
Like if you told me one was his brother and one
Except
was
for the
Tom,
indent
like-
on the chin.
right. Okay, so these
This
are
eye. That's it.
drafted at the Patriots last year with the Patriots. Next picture.
Oh, there's a next picture? I didn't even know. Oh.
Tom Brady after 11 days missing from Tampa Bay
Oh,
because he's got
There's
a lot-
Botox here, at least.
because he's got a
Jeez.
lot of shit going on is why he was gone from camp for 11 days and he needed to get his
So this
cheeks
was
shaved.
this was 3 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
4.
There's 20 years between that picture. No,
Right, but I'm saying-
17 years between
I'm
that
saying
picture.
this is his 3rd or 4th season with the Bucks.
Third.
3rd, because he won,
Lost, and now.
this season.
He was gone for 11 days because he had a lot of shit going on. He is missing
His lips are plumper.
part of his cheekbones, in my opinion. Maybe not. It looks like he shaved his cheeks,
This is
got
Botox.
a
His
lip job
forehead.
and a forehead job.
Look at his forehead.
I want you to pull up the next picture that I just sent in there because it just makes me laugh.
This is Tom Brady. Oh, wait.
I think Tom Brady is as handsome as ever post facelift. Good for him.
He actually looks better.
Kevin Bacon, Tom
The middle
Brady.
picture is like that. What is that?
That's bad. You know what that is? That's a guy who just had 11 days of stress.
That guy. Yeah.
I'm not
like,
saying
tell me
that
he didn't
there's-
have more Facebook.
I'm not saying anything against.
Was it this
our
one that you were
lives,
seeing,
'cause
Cole?
I don't want to get
Yes.
in trouble. by
That
any
is the one.
means, But
And those are all from Tampa.
Yeah,
can you put that in there?
I am right now.
There's stress on this face.
Yeah. Did you
I'm glad
see
that
his
it-
press conference?
No, I didn't. I don't care. I don't care about the
No,
Bucks
I know.
or
But
Tom Brady.
it was simply because Brady was gone. He was completely away from the team. No practices. Didn't show up for
Oh
games
man.
for 11 days. This
Also,
is
time out.
thank you.
Before we get to anything else, the middle part. Why do you have a middle part? What is this?
That's going back to old school days.
Is
Didn't he
there
have a middle
extensions?
part when
What
he had
did you
long?
get?
Did he
What
get
is
extensions?
this?
That's my question.
What is?
Because yes, it looks like he got
Plugs.
extensions.
Got plugs and
Oh, his cheeks are different.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He got shit.
He also lost weight.
No, I think he got surgery, and it made him look like he lost weight because his cheekbones have
that's
gone from the original picture where they're this wide to now where they're thinner than his jaw.
And his forehead got work. Had to have. Wow, he looks different.
He looks like he just came out of the freaking loony bin.
I just want everyone to know that I'm fading the Bucks. They're not making
Because of this.
I mean, yeah.
Also, when
This-
he ran back on the practice field for the first time, he had his pads on and stuff
Yeah.
and ran out there and started doing the suck it sign to all the
Yep.
guys.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
First of all, I wasn't gonna fade them before, and I'm really glad now that I have the Falcons being in the playoffs because this thing right here could fail hard. First of all, I think his own line's gonna get him just absolutely crushed, and then you do this.
He lost so much weight.
He lost weight, a fake tan. What? That color is different.
Yeah.
This is you being out in the sun in Florida. You fake baked. Are you dying? Do you have? What is wrong with you? God.
I mean, that's a month apart.
I don't even know if it's a full month, but we don't know that. We don't know that. We digress. Okay. All right. Let's get back to us. All right. So moving on from the debacle that we will call Tom Brady, right?
Tom Brady's.
He's a good dude.
Tom Brady's face.
We've had 6 views. That's good. Why? What? I don't know how this thing works. All right. So let's have another break, and then we'll get into college football.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock. I do have a 7 o'clock meeting.
Oh, well, we're done.
But we back. All right. See you a little bit. Welcome. Our fireside chat. This one's gonna be hot. A couple of topics will be overall trust in a relationship between your planner and yourself.
It's our job to figure out what's in the best interest for you.
We have to start this thing early.
How do I play this game patient enough to see this trade turn to fruition?
Real estate in general can have a lot of tax benefits to you.
Listen and subscribe to the No BS Wealth podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
for any of those that are listening, there's only just me on the chat. But hey, if your business ever wants some promotion, we do have commercial space available, I should say. So let us know.
Airspace.
You can DM us.
We got airtime.
As well. Shout out to our sponsors, also us at Black Mammoth and Trinity Investment Firm. Look out. Love those commercials. And love the show. Love what we're doing. Can't wait to see the cut up of the first bit that you guys missed. So, all right, let's get into it. It's college football week 1. We're skipping NFL. Dead week?
I mean, we still talked about the cuts and everything like that.
We'll talk about signings next week, but it's NFL week 1 next week. This week is college football week numero uno.
So no Jimmy G signing, huh?
Are you surprised?
That he signed?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think he signed a very player-friendly contract.
He did because, one, lock in a guarantee.
Yep.
He didn't have a guarantee.
Plus, he protects himself.
Because
he's got no trade clause and he can't be franchised.
One starter goes down in a team he likes.
But from the perspective of the 49ers, they also have extended their window to trade him basically 2 months.
Correct.
Because he's already signed now.
Also, I still am not sold
on Trey Lance.
No, I think he might get hurt.
Right.
I don't think he's that good. So it was a solid win-win. I believe.
Trey Lance 21.5 touchdowns and Trey Lance 5.5 rushing touchdowns. You're on the under for both of those.
Give me the over on the rushing. He could do that.
You just told me he was going to get hurt.
He could do that in 3 weeks.
Are they just not going to hand the ball off anymore? They still have Debo. They still have running backs. Trey Lance just going to run through everybody.
I'm just saying that a lot of zone reads happen down there.
All right, fair enough.
You can give me the over on that, but under on the passing.
All right. I'd be on the opposite.
You would.
Just because, I think their plan is to not get him killed. And you have Debo, and you have running backs, and you have Kittle, and you have Ayuk, and, you have
You're also
weapons.
relying still on a second-year quarterback.
I get it, but,
I mean,
he's not Lamar Jackson.
I'm just saying.
We can't say we're relying on second-year quarterbacks because, I mean, you got second-year quarterbacks that are playing lights out. Right. Now, he's not Justin Herbert.
Can you name one?
Justin Herbert.
Can you name 2?
Zach Wilson's mom.
Has got it going on.
His mom's Zach Wilson's mom's friend.
Mom's friend. Has got
my fantasy team this year is Zach Wilson.
Davis Mills is going to play lights out this year.
ZW's dogs are
I like Davis.
That's
Mills.
my fantasy team name this year.
Mom's, I like it.
My fantasy team is going to be like something like waiver wire warrior.
Monday, so I'll let you guys know.
One tomorrow, one Thursday, one Sunday.
This
week.
One of the years was so when we were in college, the Olympics were going on, right? And the Winter Olympics, and the dude died on the luge. And we used to have a too soon wall. So if something happened, you put it on the too soon wall, i.e. Sean Slavin's career, which is one of the backups for me. We put him on the wall. Good buddy of mine. We put the luge guy. Also Tiger at that point was when, his wife decided to almost try to kill him. We put him on the wall. So last year mine was too soon luge guy. It sucks because I missed the playoffs for the first time, so I'm not doing that again. Anywho, we diverge. College football.
College football. So, game of the week this week was pretty easy to choose for me.
For you,
for anybody.
Name anybody right there. Let's go.
Notre Dame, number 5 in the country, traveling to Ohio State.
Oh, that was the game.
Number 2. Ohio State is 17.5-point favorites on FanDuel.
I'll pull up draft. And live, by the way, live FanDuel. So pull up live FanDuel. I'm sure
I am
hasn't
pulling
changed
it up
in
currently.
the last 4 hours.
But there was one that changed.
What was that?
A shiver.
Cold?
These games got me. Got the
got
hair
like
standing up
going.
on so many good games. I'm just scrolling through the games.
The best part is we go to Donaldson this weekend, which means we don't have soccer or football on Saturday, Sunday.
Nice.
It's like the only weekend I don't have to watch something else. 24th, are you bringing kiddos to the homecoming game? For Drake?
What is it, September 24th?
Yeah.
I mean,
I am. So I'm just making sure you are.
So it is at 17.5 yet.
Why is it not?
The money is coming in on Notre Dame at that number, so that number could move. I don't know how much it's going to move by. It's not necessarily a hook line or anything, or a tough line or anything like that. It's just kind of out in no man's land at 17.5. Initial thoughts for me, obviously, all of us had Ohio State in our playoff, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I took C.J. Stroud to win the Heisman this year, so I think this is going to be a great game for Ohio State to just come out and get a good start to their season.
By 3 touchdowns.
That part is the part that I'm struggling at.
That
part's the part I'm struggling at because it's not like Notre Dame's a bad team.
Correct. And it's not like Ohio State has a good defense.
DraftKings, I need you to put the games this week at the top so I don't have to
It's tough for me to say that. So, I mean, if I'm making my picks going straight out right away, I'm taking Ohio State.
So, do you want the numbers for
Yeah.
Okay. 17, 59.5, and Ohio State minus 800.
So I'm at 59.5 now. That moved up from 58.5 earlier.
Yep.
Can Notre Dame score that much?
And minus 780 is what the money line is on FanDuel here. So, but that did move up.
And it's 17.5 still?
17.5 still.
17.5.
So for me, I mean, money line wise, it was easy for me to make that pick for Ohio State. I don't really have much else to say, except for I am excited to see.
Is there money anyway on the spread or over under for you?
There's money on Notre Dame on the spread to cover 17.5.
It's even on DraftKings right now.
And then over under is it's a pick 'em. It's both at. My thing, I am curious to see how. Remind me of Notre Dame's new head coach's name.
Freeman?
Yeah. I am very, very curious to see how he does and how if Notre Dame just has a great, great defense, having a defensive-minded head coach, all of those things. They had a good defense last year. Does it heighten because he's got a little bit more pull?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just kind of the same steady, good defense that they've always had?
Typically when a coach goes from like a coordinator to head coach, that lessens.
Really? I mean, and that could be. They did lose some big names. They lost Kyle Hamilton, who was a staple of that defense.
Let me back up. Unless they're calling the plays.
Right.
I don't know if he is or not. I haven't dove into that. If they're calling the plays, then really it's a moot point. But if they go from coordinator to I'm a head coach, it usually lessens because they're not there.
Is Ohio State going to be better this year than they were last year?
I think so.
Is Notre Dame going to be better this year than they were last year?
I don't believe so. And because I loved Notre Dame last year.
Like those are the two, and
I think they're just
like
even.
That's a perfect point. Ryan, you made the point. Like those are the two questions I asked myself. Because to Stoy's point, like it's hard to do any deep dive that you're doing can't be that deep at this point unless you're really either either a fan,
right,
and you pay attention to the depth charts and stuff like that, and or you have some type of insight as far as seeing practice, knowing about practice,
nothing about camp.
Right. I mean, both these teams are going to have studs on them. Ohio State's going to have more studs with more explosive playability, and Notre Dame's going to be wanting this game to be slower paced, be able to knock down, drag out a little bit more. The likelihood of that happening in Columbus, week 1, new coach. I can't bet against Ohio State, who I think will be as good or better. I think their quarterback ultimately is better.
Yeah.
That's
and therefore
my
their offense is
they
better.
are better.
I think their defense actually is
Now,
better.
And their defense can't be worse. Their defense wasn't good last year.
Did they lose 2 really good wide receivers? Chris Olave, and remind me that yes, they lost 2 really good wide receivers.
They have 2 right behind them.
Exactly. That's
I'm not worried
Ohio
about
State. That's Ohio State.
And
Ohio
running
State
backs
got
are
better.
back.
Ohio State got better because quarterback got older, running backs are back, defense will be better.
Right.
That's why they got better. Notre Dame, to me, at best is the same, and that's the problem.
Right.
Ohio State got better.
Right.
Notre Dame didn't.
Right.
And last year it wouldn't have been close. So
And I mean, and to me, it doesn't have anything to do. Like the head coach is going to see a lot of the blame and a lot of the glory. Ultimately, I don't think it has anything to do with that this week.
No, not at all. Now, so I mean, obviously, I have Ohio State in the money line. They're going to score 60 points. I see Notre Dame scoring around the 20 to 28 mark.
60. Hanging a 60 spot.
Ohio State's scoring 35 to 49 themselves.
Oh, I thought you were saying Ohio State was hanging
not
60.
themselves. No.
That's why I was like, oh, okay, so it's going to be like a 60 to 30 game.
Ohio State's top end's like 52 probably.
What's their low end?
35.
Okay.
So can Notre Dame score 25 points? I believe so.
Okay.
I believe they'll have a touchdown. They'll have 10 points late. That is just mop-up duty. And that's, I mean, they might be over at halftime by the really, who knows? But so I'm gonna go over, actually, which is crazy because
over Ohio State.
That spread.
Let's stick with the total. I think I'm gonna take over. Just I like Ohio State at home opening day hyped up situation.
It's so hard to play defense at opening day. Let's put it out there. It is not easy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the over because you guys like it, but I like the over in general.
Oh, I don't like it because you guys.
So are you gonna take over or are you gonna take the under?
It's just a lot. I mean, it's moving up.
I just feel like
Tuesday.
Ohio State's gonna score 40 in my mind, and Notre Dame's gonna have 3 touchdowns. So there's 60 right there. Like 42-21 is 63. Like, yeah, I just don't see those two things not happening.
No.
What would be your cap?
Cap?
Like if it was
65.
at like 61 and a half?
Probably 63 to 65.
Okay, that's fair. Mine would be probably 64 and a half.
42-21. So yeah, 63.
Yeah.
63 and a half.
60. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would go like under
agree.
65.
Oh yeah.
So spread wise, based on your calculation there, Cole.
Ohio State's covering. And therefore winning.
And they're winning. I don't see Notre Dame scoring more than 28.
So if you like it to be over,
It's got to be. I mean, Ohio State's got to score 45,
47.
47.
He's 17 and a half.
Oh,
46.
sorry.
46 is a weird score.
I'm at 17. Yeah. So
We're playing the hook. Don't buy points. Be a professional.
I'm gonna take Notre Dame in that one.
All right.
you like it maybe 2 touchdowns and a field goal game type deal.
Literally nothing to do with that. The fact that I don't think Ohio State scores this there's a cap on Ohio State and Notre Dame scoring.
You got
21.
Notre Dame covering late is basically
Yeah.
what
I
you
think
to.
so. I think I'm just going, and this is don't look at last year, but I am looking at last year when when Oregon came into town and Ohio State murdered them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going based off of. Ohio State early in the season is virtually unstoppable. If the national championship was played within the first 3 weeks, I think Ohio State wins the national championship.
It's hard to play defense, specifically week 1.
But here's the thing with
It's
Notre Dame
hard.
that's different from Oregon, which we'll get to this when we got Oregon, Georgia, is Notre Dame should be less likely to get blown out based on their style of offense because
slow it down.
the physical part of the game
Yeah.
they should be able to avoid the early blowout, I say.
Which is
Should
why
be.
Which is why a late cover makes sense to me.
But will they
because
just get
they'll
out?
turn on later.
I just think that
They'll get out athleted.
Ohio State's
At
going to
some
take the top off of the defense
point.
because they don't have the back end guys that they did last year in Hamilton and some of these
Correct.
other guys. That's why I think it's going to happen.
All right.
Next game,
It's also
another
week 1.
next game, another great game.
Which one is it?
Number 11, Oregon traveling to number 3, Georgia. Georgia is 16.5-point favorites as a FanDuel.
Georgia.
Still at 16.5 and
Go Braves?
53.5 is the total. There.
Where the hell
Under.
is this game? What time is it played at?
It is played at
2:30.
2:30. Prime time.
Really?
6:30, you got the Notre Dame Ohio State game, and you're not going to overlap those games.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so what do you have?
So I have 16.5 Georgia's favorites and 53.5 the total.
I got 17 money towards Oregon.
Yeah, 16.5 money's towards Georgia.
15.
Yeah.
15.
Minus 850.
52.5.
53.5 is what we got.
Money
Here.
line's locked. Currently locked.
Interesting.
There must be some movement going on right now.
What do you
would
guys
be
have
my
it at?
guess.
16.5.
Yep.
Minus 850. 53.5.
Okay. I think money's moving to Oregon right now, DraftKings wise. That's what I'm reading.
They might be, but
So
right
you're
now
at
the money's
17?
on Georgia at 16.5.
So it probably
on
maybe it
17.
pulls it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
So
it's pulling
it's-
it down, but it's not.
And we talked
is
about that
moving money
earlier.
yeah.
We talked about that earlier where so the money it started at 17.5 when I looked earlier, and then it came down to 16.5,
Mm-hmm.
and now the money's going back towards Georgia. So it's like 17 with not giving somebody a hook is the number
Mhm.
that everybody likes.
This is a Georgia under all day.
Yeah.
I just don't think Oregon's going to score.
Depending turnovers, I see max Georgia being around 42. Max. Cap. They get more turnovers because Oregon's going to go fast. If they get turnovers or short fields,
Gosh, you make a good point.
you know what I mean? So
And 42-17's an over. And that's
Yeah,
where
that's
I see
true.
that's where I see
You're
this
not
game.
wrong.
That's where I see this game.
you're not wrong.
Like, do they get 17 though, or is it 42-10?
This is not a Notre Dame game where Oregon will score late because Georgia will have third strings in probably.
Yeah,
late
but
fourth
will
quarter,
they?
Probably, in my opinion.
But will they score?
But can they actually score? I don't. Biggest question here for Georgia the entire season, their defense. They've lost great players.
They still have really great players. though,
Great
too.
players. They have at least we know of a handful of really great players. That's the question here,
Right.
And that's what's tough is can Oregon get out hot enough for them not to settle in? Georgia will settle in.
I mean, this is
Georgia wins.
Second game, new coach against national powerhouse.
To me, it's going to be that first quarter. If Oregon can score 14 in the first quarter fast because that defense is still figuring themselves out. If they don't, it's over. It's a blowout. That's the only thing. It's first quarter for me. That's it.
Do you think this game's closer than the Ohio State game?
No.
Okay.
No.
I have no faith in Oregon.
So you don't think it's closer, so you're taking Georgia to cover.
Georgia cover. Give me the over. And give me, Georgia.
Stoy on overs.
Georgia.
Yeah.
College.
Can't help himself this week.
It's week one. I don't know what to do with my
Georgia.
hands.
Georgia.
I need more games, boys. I'm a gut guy. I can't go with these hey, it's first game. What do you do?
That's 18
Go with your
points.
I don't have a gut in game. I did have one last week. I don't have one this week.
Your gut grows throughout the season.
Yes, because you have, data.
You know what?
So no, that's not your gut.
It is. I'm a defense guy, and I'm going over on this game. Georgia, because Georgia's going to score themselves 35-42.
Because it's going to make me physically ill.
Sorry, I'm still. Brian's miserable over there.
I am miserable because I
didn't know if it was the hot dog or.
No.
Chunks.
I'd be
Oh, all right.
not groaning. It's that was good. I liked
How many
that.
points is Georgia going to score?
35.
How many points is Oregon going to score?
That's what I don't know.
More than 10. Less than 24.
So this is where I'm going Georgia under, I think. I got it at
Copycat.
35
You guys do know
17.
Oregon runs
35-14.
Oregon goes fast.
Yeah, but when they suck real good.
That's what I'm saying. If they go 3 and out 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the first half,
Oh, I get it.
Georgia's scoring points.
Yeah, but I think
I mean, my thing is it might be 48-0.
No. Oregon's going to score.
According to you.
Georgia under.
Georgia will score 17.
And you took
Or,
Georgia
Oregon
to
will score
cover?
17.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Georgia
and I
cover.
are on the same.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I mean,
It's the third game.
third game, number 23, Cincy travels to number 19, Arkansas. Arkansas,
It's a good matchup.
6.5 point favorites as of earlier.
Same
There's
as DraftKings.
Sunday and Monday games?
What?
Florida State LSU is Sunday because of Labor Day.
Oh,
I didn't realize
And
that.
Clemson, Georgia Tech is
It's
Monday.
I didn't also notice that. By the way, Clemson will win that one. The Florida State game, that'll be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
It
Gosh,
really will.
where's? Okay, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I still got 6.5.
What? Oh, Cincy?
6.5 towards Arkansas.
What are the other games that you had on there?
Utah, Florida, West Virginia, Pitt.
Mm-hmm. West Virginia Pitt's also we're not.
I don't.
Looking at the Purdue Penn State.
I mean, it's also 6:23, so we have to also do our bet that we have to decide what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Purdue, Penn State. The reason that it's not in here, and I do like that because it's a Big Ten
I don't.
early, is because neither of them are in the top 25 right
That's
now.
fair. That's fair.
Also, I think Penn State's not gonna be good. So there's that.
And okay,
They're
I
favored by
could have
3.5.
gone Michigan. I could have gone Michigan, Colorado State, or something like that. But these
All right.
games actually,
No.
you could say
Cincy, Arkansas.
Cincy, Arkansas. Arkansas is 6.5 point favorites. Total is at 51.5 here for me.
Yep.
6.5, 52 minus 240 to Arkansas.
Minus
Nice.
235 here. Money is
On
on
Cincinnati.
Cincy in the over.
6.5.
There's no. It's total and spread are locked at minus 110. Give me Arkansas home. No rhyme or reason. Besides they're home, and since he's gonna start a quarterback that's their biggest question.
They're going to start a quarterback
They're gonna start a quarterback.
allegedly.
Hey, I say put a fullback in there.
I was just going to ask you who was going to start. So
Okay, smart ass.
I mean,
losing Ritter.
no, I was
what do you do?
that's what I have no idea. Like I have no idea what Cincinnati's going to show.
And that's
Hence why they went from bubble playoff team to 23rd.
Also, Arkansas could be every week of the SEC. Arkansas is either the worst team in the country or the best team in the country.
I know.
And like, there's no in between with
so
them.
that's why you give me Arkansas at home for a win. But now I don't.
Like, are these teams playing defense?
I
Or are
don't.
they playing offense? Give me give me Arkansas and the over.
Yeah, give me that, but give me the under.
Just don't feel like either one of these teams is going to be wanting to play defense. I don't have no idea.
I'm thinking more like you have a new quarterback.
Well, like Cincinnati
Know what the hell
lost
to do.
3 dudes in the first couple rounds on defense.
No, so
Like at corner. I don't know, can Arkansas throw the ball? Usually they got some receivers.
This is a coin flip. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Zero.
I'm
on-
literally-
Good insight.
I'm literally going
Great
money.
pick.
I'm going money on this one, so I'm
Following
going
money?
Arkansas, Cincy over.
Which would give you nothing on DraftKings because you'd just be stuck at Arkansas money line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So according to FanDuel,
All right.
Arkansas, Cincy over. Next one we got.
Let's go into our locks. We only got 30 minutes.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, because I don't know what else would.
I mean, the other two games literally that are on here is Utah, Florida, going to Florida,
I'd rather.
and
talk
then
about
West
that than
Virginia
this.
going to.
I don't
Pitt.
care about the West Virginia Pitt game just because the game only matters because it's. But I don't have any interest in those teams. I want to touch on the Florida Utah game.
So the only reason the West Virginia Pitt game matters is that I think
We
that
will be
West
making
Virginia
picks
has
on all 5.
West
Right.
Virginia has a chance in this game because now they have much better quarterback play. Who's Pitt gonna put out there?
I
And
don't.
that-
But
that's my
ultimately, I
case.
don't care because neither one of those teams is going to be in the race at the end.
Right.
Utah, Florida.
Utah, Florida. Florida's supposed to be
Better.
making a turn.
Richardson is their starter this year.
And ultimately, my question on Utah is can they continue to sustain an elite defense with a solid offense?
We shall see.
And they're traveling to Gainesville week
Money's
1.
on them. Money's on Utah. -2.5, -120. Over under at 51. and minus 145 Utah on DraftKings.
Yeah, I got minus 2.5 still, minus 122, minus 154 on Utah, and then over under. The money's actually on the under here at 51.5 at minus 112 a little bit, but it's basically 51. A pick 'em.
Yep.
And I'll take the under. I think both of these teams are more defensive minded than offensive.
I agree.
And I think this is a good, close game. Right now, I have to lean Utah, since it's only a field goal, to win and to cover, simply because their program's been in a better place to win a game that matters. But in the swamp, though,
they're not winning in Gainesville. Give me Florida under.
take the middle. You know you want it. Just take the middle.
Utah, Florida over.
Sure, hedge yourself. Fine, whatever.
I mean, the Florida spread pick doesn't make any sense.
Smart play.
Correct.
It is.
I know, but only after we made our bets.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, that was honestly because I just didn't really know on this game, and I think that Florida's better than what
Florida
not being
improved.
ranked.
Utah, I think, again, stay still. They're playing in Gainesville.
I think Florida could be in the top 25 and could have been preseason top 25, and they weren't. So
Sunday night college football.
Yep,
that's so crazy.
All right.
Anyways, all right, locks. Let's go locks. Because
locks.
Then one break, and then we have to get to our parlay.
Right. Who's the locks?
Nevada.
Is that your spread lock?
It's just I don't care which one it is. It's my lock.
Wait, you had a story about them.
Yeah, that's what I.
Me?
So I laid it out.
Me, 100%. So
I put it out there for him.
Nevada, an 8-win team last year. Texas State, a 3-win team last year. It started at 3.5 Nevada favorites. The line has now since moved to when I checked it earlier.
It's a pick 'em.
It's at a half now, so it came back. So it was at
Nevada.
It was at 1.5 Texas State before, so it had moved 4 points completely, and it came back.
Because
we were seeing at like 2:30 earlier.
Because why? Do we know?
I have no idea why.
Well, Carson Strong, their quarterback's gone for Nevada, but they just played a game.
They just played a game.
Without him.
Right.
Without him.
Where they had 5 turnovers. Like, they got 5 turnovers, created 5 turnovers. The thing is, people are saying, okay, well, they created 5 turnovers, only won by 11. They ran the ball 42 times in that game.
Okay.
And threw the ball 23 times with 2 quarterbacks. They didn't even.
Right.
They're still trying these guys out.
That's why.
Right.
They're still, and they ran the ball. One guy had 109. What?
Who did they play last week?
New Mexico State.
And New Mexico State is not as good as Texas State? Obviously.
No. I don't think so.
They're both not good.
Right.
So
I don't think New Mexico State's as good as Texas State. But the thing that is crazy is Nevada, because they don't have Carson Strong, their big thing is they have to run the ball, right? So they ran the ball pretty darn effectively last week if they can run it 42 times and multiple guys with over 5 yards carry, one guy well over 100 yards. And Texas State gave up 185.5 yards on the ground last year. Average. Like, it just doesn't it doesn't make sense.
Do we want a goon lock on Nevada winning?
Nevada's winning.
100%.
All right, let's goon lock on that.
Also, shout out Coach Ward. His son plays in Nevada.
All right.
Just saying. Nevada's winning that game.
Where's my goon lock?
Oh.
Goon lock!
Mainly because Steve's not here, so it's like a 3. It's a 3.
No, we're locking that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm forcing it so that you guys can't take it as your spread lock.
That's rude.
Like, it just
I'll
doesn't.
make you work for it. What was I forget what our rule is on spread lock. 100 or 200, 150? Do we have one?
We didn't really.
No, it was money line.
Money line was 200 or closer.
Yeah.
And obviously Nevada's going to fall into that.
Spread lock. Give me the USC Rice under 61.5 on DraftKings. I don't know where it's at.
So the over-under lock, you got it under?
Yeah. Under 61.5. Unless it's better on FanDuel, then I'll take it. 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Does Vanderbilt play this week?
I don't know, but I need you to be looking up what I just said, not what You were looking.
Oh, what? Sorry.
5 p.m. USC Rice, 61.5.
My boys at USC, 61.5.
All right,
Even money.
I'm taking the under on that one. I don't see Rice scoring much there.
I have a spread lock of, and this is when we talked about New Mexico State being horrible. I actually am going to take them as my spread lock this week. I believe, let me pull it up. Last I checked, it was terrible. It was brutal for them. They were at like 36.5 point. Yep. 36.5 point dogs to Minnesota.
You think Minnesota's going to win by 36.5?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I'm taking New Mexico State. Minnesota scored more than 36.5 one time last year.
How the hell did they even score 37?
All right, so you got New Mexico State covering 36.5.
Yeah. I mean, the money's on
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Is this App State's first year in the bowl series?
Appalachian State?
No.
No.
What is it, third year? Second
What,
year?
5th year?
Yeah,
Just
they've been
been
here
that
for a
long.
while.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to the lower tier teams.
I'm going to start again. I got to start it off hot with my boys, I think. Come on, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There it is.
I mean, North
There
Carolina.
they are.
North Carolina's not losing that game.
No. You saw that too?
Give me North Carolina.
That's what I was like. What?
As your money line lock
No, we already did money line.
or spread lock?
Spread lock.
Right?
What are they?
Half point over App State at home.
That's why I brought
So
that
they're
up.
minus a half point.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought that up. I was so confused.
Okay. That's a
I
good
want
lock.
that one.
That's a good lock. Gosh darn it. If I could go back and trade to a money line lock from Nevada, I would.
Why?
No, you can't.
Because
It's a goon
because I know, but not that I don't want Nevada. I just want another team because I want to roll with them, and I don't know if I want to roll with but I am going to roll with them. Army, Coastal Carolina, 53.5, go over.
Over?
Over. Are you drunk?
Gosh, Army doesn't go over.
Coastal does.
Well, new quarterback.
No, it's not.
Old quarterback.
Grayson McCall's still there. Grayson McCall's a freak.
What's the quarterback that we're rooting for you for this next 2 seasons?
Virginia.
Who is he again?
Was it Virginia's
I
quarterback?
have
Yes.
no idea. I literally.
We're still not even sure who the guy is.
No, I don't
Let's
know
be honest.
why. Where?
He probably transferred or something like that, and Cole had some guy pegged that was
Right.
really, really good. He probably transferred out, and now he's like, okay, this doesn't even count anymore.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Give me Oregon State over Boise State minus 2.5. Yeah, give me that all day. At home?
Home? A home game?
D-Gen pick.
Did you get my over-under pick?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. You can do your D-Gen pick then.
No, I know. I'm just scrolling through. I'm saying that's what we have left is a D-Gen pick. Cole, you're at your over-under pick.
I don't have one.
Give me over in the Liberty USM game. Southern
What's it
Miss
at currently?
Liberty
I like that.
49.5 over.
50 on DraftKings. I like that.
What's that again?
49.5 Liberty Southern Miss.
I like that.
Money's technically on the under, but
I like no.
Life's too
50's
short.
112,
higher.
110.
It's even at 50, so
Yeah.
I like that. It's also Tuesday.
Yep.
D-Gen.
That's kind of a D-Gen pick too, by the way.
I mean, you're not wrong.
What's our D-Gen pick qualifier?
We don't have one.
I think last year we said it was at 200 or
We
longer.
didn't have a D-Gen pick last year. That's a new.
Yeah, we did. It was our moneyline dog.
Oh, yeah, we switched the name of it.
So we just did D-Gen pick because it could be some.
And it had to be, what was it, 200 or worse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So they got to at least be
boy.
plus 200.
And I think this was where we could bring in props if we wanted to or anything like that for the
Yeah.
games and stuff like that.
Ooh, Friday Night Football. Give me Colorado plus 380 over TCU. Colorado's at home.
Congratulations to Colorado. They're going to be at home.
Give it to me.
Wow. That's interesting.
Why is that? Why is that interesting?
Is this the year of the Rutger? Probably not, but
You know what? I actually am going to take the first game of college football week 1, West Virginia plus 240 over Pittsburgh.
you son of a... I can't believe that's that. There's that big a gap there.
That's exactly why I took them. Which just tells you my picks up top.
Give me Rutgers over Boston College. Boston College plus 245.
All right, those are good picks.
All right.
Sure they are.
Word from our sponsors, and then big parlay. Welcome, our fireside chat. This one's gonna be hot. A couple of topics will be overall trust in a relationship between your planner and yourself.
It's our job to figure out what's in the best interest for you.
We have to start this thing early.
How do I play this game patient enough to see this trade turn to fruition?
Real estate in general can have a lot of tax benefits to you.
Listen and subscribe to the No BS Wealth podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
LSU pick in yet? They play this week. Is that not a game that we're game of the week pick? Oh, all right. Whatever. I didn't pay attention to anything you sent today. Right. I would have taken Florida State. LSU doesn't even know who their quarterback is.
So then we can take them to cover with the points as part of our lock.
Big ass bird just flew by.
As part of our parlay.
All right, big parlay time.
Stoy will love that one to start it off.
What? What are we
Florida State plus 3.5
Let's go.
LSU. Money's on them. Take them to cover.
They look
Death
good.
Valley.
They look good.
I don't know that I want
No, I can't.
them
say
money
that's-
line.
I can't say that's a lock by any means. So that's good.
Brian Kelly won't announce a quarterback for LSU because if you don't have one quarterback, then you just hide the fact that you don't have any.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, look at this. A boost from DraftKings. Hey, Iowa. Get Iowa to win the Big Ten West this football season. Boosted to plus 475. I would rather eat my shoe. That's not good on that middle camera. Pretty sure it says something about memory used.
No space on the memory card.
Yep, that's what that says. So
Okay.
that's great.
Well, you need to.
Well, we lost our middle camera for recording.
That's okay.
At least Ryan and I are in
At
the
least we're in
shots.
the last segments. Yeah. I'm in the shot. I'm on.
Nope.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. Do you know if the side cameras are off?
Well, they are because we
Because you're middle.
see.
For this segment, we're good.
Did you see Harbaugh announced Michigan's quarterbacks? They're just going to play. One guy's going to play all of game 1, and then the next guy's going to play all of game 2.
Yeah,
And he
they'll
quoted
figure
the
it out.
Bible because that's how he chose.
So, yeah, that's bad. Anyways, can we all agree Oklahoma State's going to beat Central Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to go through DraftKings and grab these. Missouri is going to be Louisiana Tech.
Hope
Yeah.
so.
Michigan State over Western Michigan. It's got to be an easy one. Clearly, Michigan's going to beat, but that's aggressive. Maryland over Buffalo.
North Carolina State over ECU.
Where's that one at?
Right after in Illinois, Indiana.
Kentucky over Miami.
Slow her down, boys. I only can do so fast. Ole Miss over Troy.
Clemson over Georgia
Kentucky.
Tech. What order these are in?
Oh, whoa. We have to put Ohio State because we goon locked on it.
We don't have to.
Yeah, we do. Washington over Kent State. Western Kentucky over Hawaii? Hawaii's at home again.
Yeah, just no.
Just pass?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we need some Mississippi State over Memphis.
Yep. You got USC over Rice.
Once I find it.
BYU over South Florida.
USC Rice is still locked. What?
BYU South Florida. Are you in DraftKings?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
I mean, you can add it. We just got to make sure we.
BYU South Florida.
The hell is that at?
3 o'clock Saturday.
Okay.
Ole Miss over Troy, also 3 o'clock Saturday. Oklahoma over UTEP, also 2:30.
Are we taking Nevada? Are we doing that one? I like it. Anywho,
What are you up to there?
Oh my
plus
God.
396.
My 11-leg parlay at this point, just because I was going heavy favorites, is at plus 114.
Getting it.
Oh, that's
NC
disgusting.
State, we called that one.
Add North Carolina in. That'll help. North Carolina and Nevada would both help.
Yeah. TCU helps.
Michigan State,
There's North Carolina.
NC State.
I said North Carolina. All right. I'm at 17, and I'm plus 1,363.
Houston over UTSA,
Where's
2:30 on Saturday.
that?
It's only like a 4.5. That should give us some good.
Who is it?
Houston over Texas San Antonio.
You say Tulsa over Wyoming? Did you say that?
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I didn't
Where
know.
is it?
I don't see. What?
Houston, UTSA.
No, the Wyoming. Oh, Tulsa's right there.
Tulsa.
Got it. I have no idea on Tulsa. I don't know about that one.
No,
Houston.
Houston.
You like Houston?
I like Houston.
Okay.
Especially over Texas San Antonio.
I got 18 at plus 2133.
Oh, there we go. Just hit the plus 2,000.
Sheesh.
That's all I was looking to do. About to round robin them.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how life works. All right, so I gotta. What do you got on FanDuel?
I need to go back and figure out exactly which ones because I was going through. So I have Oklahoma State, Missouri.
Hold on, I don't know where my bet slip just went. Okay.
So Oklahoma State, Missouri.
Yep.
Michigan State.
Yep.
NC State. Do you have that one or no?
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, so what time is the game?
Well, I'm in my bet slip now, so all I see is it's after Michigan State.
Okay, that helps. So
I do have NC State, by the way.
okay,
Just
I just don't know that I have Maryland in here. Where is this game? Good Lord. Maryland who?
Buffalo. Buffalo at Maryland. Minus 2,000.
I don't see that game either on FanDuel.
It's just not there. It's minus 2. It's 2,000. 2,400.
There it is. 2,800.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
Okay.
It's 2,400. Ole Miss, Troy,
Yes, I have Ole Miss.
Kentucky, Ohio,
Yep.
Miami of Ohio, Ohio State.
Yep.
Washington,
I didn't have Washington in there.
Clemson.
Washington.
It's Kent State.
Okay.
It's not Washington.
Did you take Georgia?
I have.
Georgia and Ohio State?
I took Ohio State. I don't think I took Georgia.
I do have Clemson.
I think I missed it.
So I have Clemson, Western Kentucky, Washington. Did you take SMU?
No.
So that would be one that I could take out. We need to find it. So Kentucky, yes. Ohio State,
I
yes.
can't.
Georgia.
Georgia go.
USC Rice, I could take it. You couldn't.
I can't take Georgia.
Oh.
You can't, and you can't take USC, correct?
Correct. I mean, so we should have more games.
So I'm missing one.
Go through your list.
So starting at the top, starting at the early games would be Oklahoma State, Missouri, Michigan State, North Carolina State, UNC, Michigan, Maryland, Houston, Ole Miss, BYU, Nevada, Georgia, Ohio State, Kentucky, Washington, Western Kentucky, and Clemson.
TCU?
I don't have that game.
It's the only one that's missing. I only have 18.
This would put me at 18 if you can bet, but you can't bet on Georgia, you said.
There's 2 I can't bet on. USC and Georgia.
That's weird. So I have
Houston you have. North Carolina you have. TCU we just added. Michigan you have. NC State. UCLA?
I didn't have that game.
Okay. Nevada you have. BYU you have. Oh, and then Mississippi State.
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
Wait.
You should have 20.
Well, I took USC out just to get exact numbers. That's what I was doing.
Oh, so put them back in. If you're at 20, you're good to go.
I got a 25 legger for 608.59.
When
you
first
say?
said that, I thought you said 608, and I was like, gee, what the hell did you pick?
Where's Mississippi State?
I do have I have 3. I got 3 bonuses available. That's good.
Why can I not find Oh, there it is. So I'm waiting for it to come back. I have a 21 legger, 26.43.
Okay, we need that. And then round robin.
Why is mine so much better than your guys's?
I don't know. You have 25 legs.
Right.
Mine won't let me.
Doesn't feel like it's.
Mine won't let me round robin.
Ryan, go to.
What's happening, boys?
So we have Clemson. Did we take Western Kentucky over Hawaii?
He didn't have it, so I was trying to find the exact.
Why can't I?
So I've got Clemson, Western Kentucky, Washington, Mississippi State, South Carolina.
This should be a week where you can just take big favorites.
SMU, Tulane, Kentucky, Ohio State, Georgia, USC, Nevada, BYU, Ole Miss, Houston, UCLA, Michigan, North Carolina, NC State, Duke, Michigan State, Duke over Temple at home. Michigan State over Western Michigan at home. Virginia Tech over Old Dominion. TCU.
I do have Western Kentucky.
Missouri, Oklahoma State. 25 leg parlay at 69.49.
Okay, yours sounds way better.
Oh, just went down to 68.79.
Will you lock it in already? Put $10 on it, and then we will. Can you?
I have to put money in my account to do that.
this guy even bet?
No.
My 25 legger.
Just talks about
Is
it.
yours 28?
No,
28
it
legs?
will only let you go 25 on FanDuel.
Weird, because my 25 legger is only at 357, and I feel like I just took the exact same games.
Can you log in and lock it in, please?
No, I can't because I don't have money in here.
So put money in. Do I need to Venmo you
No, I think I've got it.
or PayPal you?
It's fine.
It's $20.
I understand that,
Oh,
but
here's
like
15.
mine's not easy. I don't need the money. It's just a matter of I'm not even logged in. I'm literally just going through the.
Hurry! Hurry!
The odds already moved.
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they?
Log in. There we go.
Hurry! Ooh, E-pop.
Seriously, it can't find my location.
Oh.
Ryan, what? Let me see your phone.
This is fun. I'll have a good time.
Yes. It's up.
It should be like the same slip. Same order.
Because I probably added them in a different order than what you
No,
added
it
'em.
should go. I thought it goes by.
No, it's by the way you add them.
That's dumb.
Yep, I have TCU. I just added it.
Michigan State,
Yep.
NC State, Ole Miss, BYU,
Ole Miss, BYU,
USC, Georgia, Ohio State,
USC, Ohio State, Georgia are in there.
Kentucky, Clemson, Michigan, Missouri, Virginia Tech, Duke.
Oh, I had Oklahoma in there. So
See, and I took Oklahoma out and added one of these games. It was because Oklahoma was 10,000.
all right, I'm just gonna pull up your bet slip and I'm gonna make the picks, and we're gonna, guys, we're gonna lock in a big bet. This is just
We will tweet it.
yes.
We're gonna, but this week we're gonna do 10 on the actual parlay, and then we're gonna put $10 on round robin.
Or we're gonna attempt to.
I mean, we're gonna try.
Yeah.
Or try our hardest, our damnedest,
Our damnedest. Our
and
darndest.
we'll figure it out. We'll tweet it out. Well, Ryan will. And we'll let you know.
But as always, everybody, like, subscribe, follow, share. We appreciate you guys. We'll get this figured out. I don't know where our bet slips are different because we just talked about besides one team, but we'll get it figured out. Next week we'll have a full blown recap of good college football games, so that's exciting. We'll get Steve's picks in.
Cheater.
We'll get Steve's picks in. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.